Let's play.
Oh my gosh, Mamacitas. Mamacitas, it's been like 100 years. Oh my gosh. How is everybody? Happy, fuck, what day is today? Happy Wednesday, Jesus Christ. Happy Wednesday, guys. How's everybody's week? How's everybody doing? Is everybody having a wonderful day? I'm not burnt. I'm not burnt. I need to get a fucking haircut, dude. I need to get a fucking haircut. I don't know. Does my audio sound fucking crazy? Is it all fucked up? Oh, you know what it is? This got unplugged. This cord fucking sucks. Hang on. Oh my god. Can I have one stream without this happening? Can I just have one? It doesn't want to read my microphone. It's because I bumped it and it like fucking unplugged itself. God, I pray for just one stream where God does not punish me. Just one. Oh fuck. And I almost just dropped my fucking Mountain Dew, you guys. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. What the fuck, bro? What the fuck, bro? Dude, I'm gonna fucking... Nope, it's not connected for some reason. I don't know why. What the fuck? Oh, there we go. That should be better. That should be better. How's that? Better. Okay, I fixed it. We're good. Girl time is always fucking cursed, dude. It's good. We got it. There we go. Slay. We fixed it, guys. We fixed it. We're good. We fixed it, guys. We fixed it.
Ono Angel donatet $2 through super chat. Malcolm got that super Saiyan view speak.
Fuck you, bitch. Everybody witness. Thank you for the $2. Literally, fuck you, bitch. I hate you. Yeah, dude. This is, yeah. You know, it's fine. I always wanted a Widow's Peak. I used to watch, The Munsters. And the little vampire kid. I was like, a Widow's Peak? That looks sick as fuck. And guess what? Now I have a Widow's Peak. Let's go. Alright, let's see. Don't Smoke in Bed is here. Let's go. Travis is here. Payne is here. Foreskin Quilt. Always happy to see you. Kirby, Supervid, Forest Fire, Graham, Supervid, Lesser Older Tales, Sergio, Dopamine, Cass, Travis. My girlfriend is the moon based. Okay. Storbo, Max, Seska, Tusky, Kitten Fart. I don't even know how to say your name. Sealies? I don't even know. I just work here. I did break my lollipop. Also, wow, I don't really have a voice. to be honest with you. Kaiji is here, Lola is here, Cass is here, Caramelized Onions is here, Massa Mouse is here. Let's see, who else is here? Who else is present? Reverend is here, Sid is here, Easy is here. Let's go. Like CL. Okay, yeah, whatever. I was close. Yeah, I don't really have a voice. I lost my voice screaming. I spammed the wah too many times, but I have such sights to show you. I have such sights to show you. Let's see. Let me get these guys up for you. So here's Tweedledee and Tweedledum. There you guys go. I have my little propeller hat. And guess what, you guys? Guess what? The propeller blew in the wind. How exciting is that? Like when the wind would blow, it would spin by itself, which was just great. So Tweedledee and Tweedledum was a big hit. It was a big hit, you guys. It was awesome. And I've got some wonderful sound clips for you guys. I got a few videos here. This is everybody knows the ooh ee ah cat, right? You know what I mean? You guys know what I'm talking about. You know what cat I'm talking about? Let me get it. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. This one. This cat. You guys all know this cat. You guys are all very familiar with this cat. Hang on. This one. You guys are all familiar with this. Everyone's familiar with this cat. I present to you Techno Ooh Ee Cat. Present to you Techno Ooh Ee Cat. Present to you Techno Cat. I present that to you. Fire. Yep. Fire. I know. Fire. Okay. And then last week I played for you guys the Scratchy Itchy Rhythm song. Let me get that one up because I played this for you guys last week. If you guys remember. If you guys remember correctly, we did do this. Scratchy Itchy Rhythm is what it was called. It was this one right here. Hang on, let me turn it.
And I play wonky ass music. I need wonky woo woo wubby music. I want some shit that goes womp womp.
If you remember correctly, we listened to this song. We have this.
Give me scratchy itchy brain rhythm. Give me that ear. Wonky ass.
And you get a wah.
Wonky ass music.
Not only do you get scratchy, itchy brain rhythm, you also get a wah. and then I present to you guys the best of them all. So, Subtronics is my favorite artist. I will travel far and wide. Anywhere that he calls to me, I will answer the call. Subtronics calls to aid. Gondor will answer, right? Malcolm will answer. Subtronics always does the best flips of like every song. Like he puts all of his songs together into one and then he just like puts them all together and it makes you go crazy. It makes you go fucking crazy. You guys are going to get the best Malcolm sound clips out of this one. This is going to be the best Malcolm sound clips you guys have ever seen in your entire life. I hope everybody's ready.
Will melt your face. Yeah! Wah! Yeah!
Just wait, it gets better.
Wah!
Just wait. It gets better. Just wait. I've never been more excited in my life. I've never been more excited in my life. I've never felt more alive. I've never felt more alive. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, you guys. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me. I've been reborn. The best thing that's ever happened to me. It's a great time. It's a great time. Had the best time of my life, you guys. The best time of my life. Best time of my life. I think that's all the really good ones that I have. Those are the best ones. Those are the best ones that I have. But that's how I lost my voice. The song before that was Scratchy Itchy Rhythm. That's what that's called. Scratchy Itchy Rhythm. I have the most fun at shows when I'm sober. I have more fun at shows sober than I ever do when I'm intoxicated. And I don't drink. So I would much rather be sober at a show. I had the best time. Simply the best time. Wasn't that bad. It was pretty nice out. I'm used to being hot because I'm obviously like freaking the fuck out the whole time that I'm at the concert. So it doesn't matter what temperature it is outside. I'm super hot. So it doesn't matter. I'm like sweating to death no matter what. It does not matter. A phenomenal time, you guys. A phenomenal time. Oh. All right. Was really disappointed because everything decided to pop the fuck off like right on Friday when I was getting ready to leave. I was like, this is super cool. I fucking hate you guys. I was very upset to see that like literally everything came out the day that I was like, fuck, I'm going to be gone. That was really upsetting to me, but nonetheless, we can do all that. The other thing that I heard is that that Lio Convoy was talking shit about me, which I think is very funny. I wonder if I can find this. He said that I had the IQ of like a baked potato. Fuck. Somebody's in here. Somebody has it off the top of their head because I saw I was gonna update the banner in the Discord, but unfortunately, you guys, we're out of boosts in the Discord. I could not make it. The banner. Fuck, where is it? It's so funny. I gotta see if I can find this. Crashing out. I have to find this. I saved it because I was gonna make it the the banner. Oh, here it is. I got it. And Lio also said that I have the IQ of a baked potato, which, I mean, sure, I guess. That's fine. I was gonna make this the banner of the Discord, but I don't have enough boosts, you guys. I don't have enough boosts. It's so upsetting. It's so upsetting. I thought that was so funny. Literally, I would never smoke weed. He doesn't even know Malcolm lore. I hate weed. I think weed's disgusting. Oh, that's okay. I see that you sent it here. That's good. Yeah. So Lai was talking shit at me while I was spinning my hat in the wind and having a good time. And Lai was just running his fucking mouth about me, which is super funny. I think it's like Usagi. Yeah, Usagi and Lio were like fighting or something. And Usagi was like, oh, Malcolm can moderate a debate. And he was like, Malcolm, he has the IQ of a baked potato. Yeah, I mean, all I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna choose violence today. You know, if we can't get the appropriate size latex gloves to build our bionicles, I don't know which one of us has a lower IQ, whether it's me or him. I would wager that it's not me, only because I know what size gloves that I wear, and I buy the appropriate size. I don't buy extra small when my hands are not extra small. You know. Just a thought, just a thought. I think that being able to appropriately size your PPE is indicative of intelligence. But what do I know? I'm just a stupid fucking woman. I'm just a stupid fucking woman, which is... That's fine, that's fine. Worst things have happened. So if Flyover decides to put down the Mountain Dew chalice, I'm more than happy to talk. I mean, listen, as a fellow Mountain Dew enjoyer, it doesn't go all to my stomach and my thighs, though. So at least we have one thing in common. We both love a good Mountain Dew. My hands are not extra small. Excuse me. I wear a large. Excuse me. Excuse me. Somebody told me that lion mask is on eBay or Amazon. Lion mask, Amazon. I guess I could do realistic lion mask. Oh, dude, none of these are as cursed. None of these are as cursed. I want to know where the fuck he got his, because his is fucking horrifying. I want the link for his lion mask, because these all look normal. I think it's this one. Latex full head safari animal lion mask. I think it's this one. Dude, dead ass. I'll order one of these fuckers. I'll just pull up to stream and one of these fucking lion masks with like a chalice of Mountain Dew. That's so funny, dude. That's so funny. Oh my god, I would crash out. I would crash out. Oh, gonna be a good time. Gonna be a good time. But either way, you know, it's also good.
Nothing wrong.
It's also good to know that he watches the content I make about him. I love that. I always love I love my fans. I'll just say that. I don't have enough dead cats for a full IO Convoy cosplay. I don't have enough dead pets. I don't know. I gotta wait for a few of them to kick the bucket, and then we'll work on it. Right now, the cosplay is mid at best. But once I rack up a few more pet urns, oh, it's fucking over, dude. It's fucking over. Oh, this is the...
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Oh, that's gonna be us. Oh, we have... Oh, how do I download this? Guy, chat, how do I download this? Help. More. Oh, fuck. Quiet in the studio. We're recording this. This is going to be our new alert sound. Quiet in the studio. We're recording this. Everybody, shh.
IQ of Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so. Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so. IQ of Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked
Oh, god damn it. I'm sorry, guys. My bad. I'm
IQ
sorry.
of Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
All right, downloading that. Perfect. Incredible, show-stopping, brilliant. And then we're going to trim it. Do I need to open fucking CapCut to trim this? Are you so for real right now? That's so fucking stupid. Chrissy, wake up. I don't like this. Okay, hang on. I gotta edit this in fucking CapCut apparently because God hates gay people. I don't know. Okay, let me get this up. We're gonna edit. We're gonna edit this. Dude, I'm having so much fun right now. What sound do we want this for? Do we want this for the super chat sound, guys? Because right now, hang on. This is the super chat. This is the super chat sound right now. Let's do the super chat one. Let's do that one. Now that I'm thinking of it, I'm not open to constructive criticism right now. Is it this one? Yes, it's this one. Okay, let's get this in here. Okay, and then we're trimming it. We're trimming here. We're starting here. Cut. Hello. Cut. Perfect. Get this back here.
No, so no, I don't think so.
Perfect. And then we're gonna cut right here. Cut. File. Export. Baked potato. And we want this as an I want this as an MP3. Audio MP3. Turn that off. Okay, all done. Get rid of that. Delete this. Okay. Rid of that. Rid of that. And then where's my alert box here? Super chats. Animate media. Change media. Oh. Fuck. Hang on. Fuck. Stop. Help. I'm crashing out. Okay. Upload a sound. In here. This one. Open.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Yep. Okay, and then we're going to turn the volume up on that bad boy. Perfect. I'm going to turn the volume up on Arlette so she is nice and loud. Alert box. Oh no, I need my fuck me. Fuck me in the ass. I need all widgets. Super chat goal.
Who is this Calvin Garrar? Who is he?
Oh, thank you, Buckman. Everybody witness. Okay, just kidding. I want alert box. I want YouTube. I want super chats. Oh, Arlette. We're going to turn Arlette up a little bit, and then I'm going to turn this up just a little bit. We're going to save that. Okay, and then let's go ahead and give her a go, guys. Let's give her a go.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
It's only echoing because I'm testing it.
$50 truc super chat. This is a test super chat massage.
Okay, it won't echo. That's just because it was testing. Wow, that's fucking amazing, dude. That's fucking amazing. Wow. Wow. I'm so happy right now. I'm so happy right now. Oh, and then Lio blocked me on Twitter, too. Oh my god. I'm fucking crashing out, dude. This shit is so fucking funny. This shit is so fucking funny to me. Okay, hang on. Let me see if I can put it. It's right here. Okay. Sai posted this and said, "Wowee, alright, homophobia from Lion Man Bad and in Pride Month. Love Sai, let's go. Roast his ass, bitch." And then I said, well, this is what Lio said. He said, "Probably projection. Sai made it clear that she's the literal stereotype of, quote, miserable, angry lesbian, end quote, that hates men because they, quote, take the women from them, quote, she'll die as she lived, miserably." Wow, this is a strong message.
Whoa! This is a strong message!
This is a very strong message. Homophobia from Lio and during Pride Month. That's kind of fucking crazy, I think. That's kind of fucking crazy, I think. And then I said, you guys should do a sit-up competition to see who's the better internet poster. Oh my god. Because I'm such a lovely person.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Bookmoon donatet $1 amb 99 centaus truc super chat. No t'ha venat bisbe aquest potato?
Thank you, Buckmoon. Everybody witness. No, for real. He should have just said dyke or something. He should have just done it. You guys don't like my AI generated thumbnail? You guys are so boring. I killed like 10 trees for this thumbnail. I personally destroyed the Amazon rainforest just for this stream, and you guys are acting like this? How fucking ungrateful. How fucking ungrateful can you guys be? It's disgusting. It's disgusting. You guys are cringe. Fuck you guys. Fine, I'll change it. Whatever. God. I can't have anything, can I? You guys are so mean. It's so fucked up. It's Pride Month and this is how you guys are acting. You guys are acting like this during Pride Month. This is so fucking stupid. I fucking hate you guys. Fine, I'll change it. Oh my god, you guys are no fun at all. You guys are no fun at all. Oh my god. Oh my god. Fine, you win with your gay stuff. I changed it. Is everybody happy now? There. It's Saberspark. It was very woman-cutted of me to do that because everybody knows that women are intellectually disabled, and I'm too intellectually disabled to make a thumbnail. So, fuck you guys. That's actually misogyny and homophobia, double homicide. Fuck you. Don't smoke in bed. I hate you guys. You guys are so mean. Okay. Beckett is available right now to talk about Leadhead a little bit. So why don't we take a little detour? Let's take a little detour and do Leadhead shit, and then we'll watch this video because I love talking shit about Beckett. Okay, sick. Are you able to join my Discord? And I can drag you in. I have the I have the little plug in where your icon pops up, so I don't have to pop out my PC. How much do you want to bet Beckett isn't in my Discord server because he's fucking transphobic? How much do you guys want to bet? I'm willing to bet like $100. I'm willing at least $100. I'm willing to bet at least $100 that Beckett is not in my Discord server because he's transphobic. Let's check this message. He's gonna say, I'm not in your Discord server. Yeah, he said link me your Discord. Oh my god, this is fucking insane, dude. This is fucking insane. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Say the D slur again. You know, like the things that they built in New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina, the dikes, they hold up the water. You know what I'm saying? Alright, hang on. Let me make sure my settings are right on here because I always fucking do this shit. Where are my settings? Voice and video. I need to make sure this is going through okay. Going through the right shit. Okay. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Let me unmute myself. Yellow.
Hola. I can't believe you're calling me transphobic on Pride Month.
Well, you're not even in my Discord server.
Yeah, okay, but my channel is owned by a trans woman, so...
Yeah, but I'm like way more oppressed. Like like trans guys don't even really exist. So technically speaking, I'm like the ultimate minority. So it really works out.
Wow, are you? So you're like actually saying that the statistics that say that women transitioning
has all the IQ of
is more of a social phenomenon is are true? That's kind of transphobic, isn't it? That's kind of crazy.
Did you know that trans guys are actually more likely to be raped than trans women? So write that one down.
We're going back and forth on this until one of us is cancelled.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm having a great time. I don't know about you. I'm having a great time.
Fucking hell.
So go ahead.
Go on.
I was gonna say I
know you were gonna say you were gonna watch the Saberspark video that I put out. I was gonna say actually, hold on, because I saw some of your response to my first one.
It's just because I
remember. Yeah, it's fine. I remember you saying before it came out, you were like, I think Beckett's gonna biff this. I think he's gonna fuck it up. And you took that stance very strongly. I'm just wondering what you think now.
I really hate women, so I was really disappointed that you weren't meaner to KP. I think that she has like really skated by in a lot interested but that's my personal opinion.
Of a baked potato, so I don't think
I don't necessarily disagree with you. I am very interested to see what her final response will be. I will say this because I said this on stream before. The last conversation I had with KP, because she was kind of like, once the video was out and stuff, I think I had a couple of like a conversation with her about the video once it was out. I spoke to her probably about a week ago. She said like it was just on text, but she said something that really fucked me off, and I got very angry at her. So yeah, I think her video is going to be her response is going to be a fucking shit show. I'm quite looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty fun. That was like my main issue because sorry, my brain is like a little bit fried. When it was like the reason that I came in contact with KP was because of the Lily Orchard shit. She was talking to me about that because they used to be friends, or at least like friendly on the internet, like as much as you could be friends on the internet. And so I had talked to her about that, and so I knew for a fact that I was like, I know that she knows better than to make this like flaming pile of dog shit hit piece, because her Lily Orchard hit piece was actually quite good. And the reason that it was quite good is because she took feedback from other people, and then this one she was just like, fuck it, I want to be quite literally deranged. So I was like, everybody's giving her a lot of grace. Like, she's like, whoopsie. And it's like, she's demonstrated that she can do better than whatever the fuck this is. So, and I also really hate women. So that was a big part of it as well.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I think the reason KP got more grace is there are just other people who were at least involved in the wider story, had a lot of blood on their hands. And I didn't like that they were trying to use her as a scapegoat to absolve themselves. And part of the reason that I felt kind of confident in that is because it was so obvious that KP wasn't going to be able to walk away from it, that it's kind of like a little bit irrelevant. Like, she's fucked. That, like, there's no way. I don't think you come back from this.
Oh, and rightfully so, I think. Yeah, she biffed it royally. And, I guess that's a fair point, too, is that, like, she did fuck it so hard that she kind of can't really come back from it, and that's kind of like her natural consequence for that. So I guess that's a fair point. I just I don't know. I have like a pretty big chunk of hate in my heart for the way that she did all this. So I was like, I want to see everybody just like rip her ass to pieces. And so the first watch through, I am very inattentive when I watch videos sometimes. So I was like, oh my God, Beckett, shut the fuck up. But other than that, it was like, I was a little over dramatic. I completely agree. I was a little over dramatic.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Fine. I'm only yanking chain. I mean, I think it's one of those where the first video suffers with the fact that this is a really complicated story and it's very long, trying to set up all the players.
Yeah.
But one of the things that's annoyed me about people's response, particularly on Reddit, I've been bitching a lot about Reddit today, which I wouldn't normally do, but I'm giving myself a treat. Is that a lot of the stuff I'm seeing on Reddit is like, well, Beckett's not even mentioning Emily's past, and when he does, he's not saying it was debunked or things. Well, I did that in the first video. That's why the first video is so fucking long.
Sure.
And even having done that, I'm still getting shit. That annoys me.
It's like a no-win, right? Doesn't matter how you do it.
Yeah, because it's like I'd have to make a video that was like 5 hours long to explain all this stuff and everyone's motivations and everything that's true and everything that's being debunked and everything that's sort of true or might be it's like you just can't please everybody. And this is the pain with making video essays. Everyone who doesn't make video essays acts like it's the easiest thing in the world, and there's a reason most people have given up making them.
Yeah, I fucking hate prepared content. I'll probably never do that again in my life, so I'll take if you want to do it, go for it, and I will be evil and vindictive and critical of everything that you put out because I'm just a bad person, and I'll take that. That's okay.
I appreciate that. Speaking of evil and vindictive, let's talk about this Leadhead bitch.
Oh yeah, dude. So I actually, because she made that Tyler the Creator video, which honestly I was like about to involuntarily detain myself. I was like, holy shit, this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. And so I was kind of going back and re-listening to a lot of this stuff from when I first kind of stumbled upon her shit, and I realized that I missed like so fucking much. Like how I think it was you that was talking about it, where I don't know if you know anything else about it currently, but that boy might be fucking Ashley or something. I was like, what the fuck, dude? I missed so much shit.
So I've watched. It's really hard to pick through because Leadhead, by her own admission, is really manipulative. But if you watch through her videos, here is the actual basic timeline. She presents. Sometime in around November of 2023, Leadhead had moved in Ashley, and Ashley had moved across the country. I believe they'd met over Discord, which is a theme with Leadhead. And Leadhead and Ashley had an affair. Ashley couldn't deal with the guilt, so she told Leadhead's partner about it. This caused, obviously, massive issues. Ashley moved out. They lost the apartment. Leadhead and her partner move into their parents' house. And that's the point where Leadhead starts producing a lot of these videos. Around this time, they're trying to repair the relationship. And Leadhead basically, in my opinion, manipulates her partner into having an open relationship, while her partner begins talking with Ashley and another friend who's also part of this found family, but is probably the person we know the least about, and trying to get them to forgive Leadhead. That essentially works, and Leadhead is brought back into the friendship group sometime in early to mid 2024. From there, they include another person who is either completely new, is either completely new, or is Ashley transitioning from female to male. It's really hard to tell. But
that shit would be fucking whack. That would be like twin flame shit, dude. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, my gut tells me that the boy in this is a new person, and Ashley is just the daughter. But yeah, they build a found family thing. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is there's a point in this where Leadhead gets even more angry at Ashley, because even after the affair becomes public or like known to Leadhead's partner, there's still a load of shit Leadhead hasn't told them, and Ashley then basically gets either their diary or Leadhead's diary, I forget which, and tells Leadhead's partner everything. This causes another huge fucking fight. But regardless, Leadhead and them all establish a 5-person found family and begin living together. This 5th person we know basically nothing about appears to be older, like early 20s, but it's very separate to everything else. During this time, Ashley and either Ashley is the boy or this other person become the children. So Leadhead originally finds and talks about the boy as somebody who they wanted to have a sexual relationship with.
Yeah, I remember that part. That part was fucking weird.
Oh, it's fucking crazy. And then becomes like this mother figure to them. Now, one thing that people have missed as well is the daughter and the boy and the son in this found family thing seem to have developed feelings for each other at one point.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And Leadhead discusses with them why it is wrong for them to have a relationship because it would be incestuous. And after having this conversation, shows them a movie where the main kind of thrust of the movie is about a brother and sister having an incestuous affair. The whole thing is fucking crazy, Malcolm.
It's yeah, I was, because I got like a decent amount, because I think I watched like 4 or 5 of her videos. I didn't end up watching the live stream, and even just the way that it was presented, I was like, this is, doing a lot of lifting, assuming that any of these people are reliable narrators, in the fact where it's like, this is the timeline of events and what have you, especially when it's like prepared and you can kind of sit down and tweak it, to make it sound the best that it possibly can. So I was like, I don't know, this shit seems kind of freaky to me. But that's like mega fucked. I think it's disgusting. I think that I crashed out specifically when she was like, oh, we were gonna fuck, and then I was like, no, actually he's more like a son to me, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
I think so. The reason I trust Leadhead's timelining on this is because what Leadhead seems to be doing, at least in my opinion, is trying to get public validation for her life choices.
Oh,
and the only way she can get that is by being at least somewhat honest.
Sure.
Now it's like the fucking way this found family sounds is crazy. I don't know if you saw the one where like it was after the big storm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but she was like, yeah, I had to stop her spending so much time on her phone and screen time.
Yeah, or when she was like, we should have like
going to work and things, and like
they were gonna have like phone-free days where they like turned in their phones and shit to her. I was like, what? That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, she's a complete psychopath. I actually unironically think Leadhead is dangerous.
Oh no, I would.
Very rare
agree.
for me to say something like that. Did you catch also like she starts talking about the history of the LGBT community and like moving like young vulnerable people into LGBT households at one point, and I was like, that's a crazy thing to say, because those spaces have like a long history of abuse. Like these weren't good things, and like she's trying to like emulate that, which is, I don't know whether it's telling or just whether she's a fucking idiot and doesn't realize what she's talking about. But
I think my thing is like, my perspective is, I think that there's, and I don't know if Jenny feels the same way. I don't want to assume that you guys are mind melting. together at all times. But like, I think that there is kind of like a mentor, like mentee relationship that sometimes people that are like in the LGBT community like have with each other, where, oh, you know, like this was kind of hard for me. This is how I dealt with it. But when it bridges in, and obviously you're right that there are instances where the found family shit does get into like really sussy territory and even like abusive situations. But I think that there's a big difference, like even in the most charitable interpretation, there's a big difference between like, oh, this person doesn't know how to navigate this system or needs advice with this, so I'm going to give it to them as like a mentor relationship versus like, this is literally my fucking kid. Like that's two totally different things. And the latter is like predatory in nature because there's nothing wrong with, you know, like helping somebody who is like, oh, I don't know how to do this, or can you help me with this, or do you have any advice with how to deal with this because you've been through it? I think that's totally normal and totally fine. But once you bridge that into like, no, I'm actually adopting you, I'm your mother now, it's like, no, you sick fuck, no, you're not.
Oh, the shit she was saying about like trying to get between like the son and their father.
Yeah.
Like I needed to make sure they were safe. So like I had to make sure that no, he wasn't like making my son feel unsafe. And I understand this now because I'm a mother. Like they made this video addressing their own mother. Like this shit is fucking crazy. I don't. And I will say this, like there's clearly a hug box element to the Discord. I was really blunt with my chat of don't go to this space because I know that like, and I know this is meant like some people are treating this as a safe space for how they feel. And I don't want to like rob anyone of that. But at the same time, I'm like, it feels, and this is just a feel, it feels like a hunting ground for Leadhead.
No, I wouldn't disagree, especially if that's like where most of her relationships are coming from, right? Where those are the people that she's actively seeking out. I think if I remember correctly too, when she was talking about the adopted daughter, I don't know what the fuck they call that one, that she like had no in real life friends. Like I remember her saying like, when we met in person, it was validation that the people in her phone are like real. I was like, that's nuts. Yeah. That's fucking crazy that you're like sniping these people. Yeah.
I completely fucking agree with you. I think one of the big things is, I mean, like we started by joking about transphobia and stuff, but like that feels like what the defense has been. It's like, well, you can't go after Leadhead because that's transphobic, and I'm like, this is a crazy fucking deflection.
No,
like, it's obviously not the case.
Well, and I remember, I know that you listened to my conversation with Lily, and God bless you, because I want to smash my face in every time I think about that. But it's exceptionally frustrating to me because it's like, if you presented this situation with different people, I would have the exact same criticisms. It has fucking nothing to do with her being trans. It has everything to do with like seeking out vulnerable people. And I had said before, like with the Poppy and Xena shit as well, where it's like, I think that certain people, not to say that they're not necessarily trans, but that they will use that as a way to get access to more vulnerable communities to find easier people to target. Because if you just go in like an online group and you're like, hey, like, you know, I'm a normal, you know, like cis white guy who likes Bernie Sanders, what's up? The girls are like, ee. But if you're like, hey, what's up? I'm trans. I have all these special, you know, skills and, you know, insight and understanding of these, you know, very niche communities or whatever. People that are vulnerable will seek refuge in that. And so it's like the prime hunting ground for people like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just think at the same time of like taking somebody in who your original intention was to have sexual relations with, or even without that, taking someone you have had an affair with, which is what Ashley is. Here's one thing I noticed in her new video. Do you notice what she says about what Ashley did? I don't want to get into it, but imagine the worst thing a person can do.
Yeah, she's going for like rape allegations, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's just like, I have seen. I don't know. It's just, again, like it feels like fucking evil to me. It's like, we must destroy Ashley. I hope Ashley comes out. Like I've said this publicly. Ashley, if you need someone to like talk about this with, I'm sure Ashley's also kind of like a bit unhinged, nature of the fucking space they're coming from.
Oh sure.
But like there is something here, is my opinion. And I think
I would agree with that.
I think it needs examining. I'd like to do a Leadhead video. I think that is definitely on my docket.
I think that you should have Jenny do it though, just to save yourself. I can't protect you, Megan. I'm sorry. You gotta have Jenny do it.
Just sit here and be like, listen, I'm not transphobic. Here's my shield. No, I would probably get her to help with the research on this one very directly, because I think that insight is important. And there is something to be said for, do you remember H-Bomb's Summerton video?
Yeah.
Well, he spends the first half of that basically flagging his position. Of basically going, hey, here's all the reasons that I'm left-wing and also kind of gay. So Summerton couldn't deflect that this was an anti-LGBT attack, because that's what Summerton has always done beforehand, and it's masterfully done. And it is unfortunate there's elements there where you almost need to do that a little bit.
Yeah.
I know that's true. It's fucked up, but there is some truth to it.
Yeah, because I've had a few people message me about like doing prepared content, and I'm like, I don't fucking do prepared content. They're like, oh, I want to do like a hit piece on this person or like a stream or something, and I'm like, I don't do that shit. And they're like, well, you're trans though, so it'll sound better coming from you. And I'm like, will it? I don't I don't really think that does much for me anyway. I don't know. It might work for other people. It sure shit doesn't work for me. So,
I think it depends on the content, depends on the person. Some people will not listen whatever you put out, whatever you say. And with the Leadhead story, here's the big issue. I think one of the big deflections will be, regardless of trans or not, it will be, these are vulnerable people you're talking about. Leadhead's a minority, and the people she's just trying to protect people. You know, did you ever see her live stream while she was playing Death Stranding?
I saw a couple of clips from that. The one that I'm most familiar with is when she was talking about like doomsday prepping and shit to like flee the fucking country. Yeah.
Yes, that shit was fucking crazy. She was like, you know, I tell the kids they need to have a bag ready in case we need to flee to Canada. I'm like, this is cult shit.
Yeah.
Keeping like the people who are close to you like in like a state of fear where they're reliant on you.
Oh,
I mean, Leadhead is,
holy fuck. Do you know anything about the Zizian cult?
no, I don't think so.
Oh my fucking god. It's like this is what this is going to turn into. The Zizians, I'm going to tell you this and you're going to not believe me, but you have to believe me, okay? I swear to god it's real.
Okay.
It's like, so you know rationalists, like the AI tech like bozos that are like, hypothetically, if you got a piece of sand in your eye, is that worse than Hitler? Like Elon Musk kind of like thought experiment.
Yeah.
So it's like this group of rationalists, but they're like extreme rationalists. I don't even know how to explain it. They're like fucking insane. And it's this trans woman, and her cult is responsible for 5 actual deaths.
What?
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. I gotta see if I can find this article. I saw something about this on my Twitter feed, and I was like, what is this? And I started reading it, and I was like, no shot. Not a single fucking shot in the world. It's, there was like, do you remember that? I don't know. You're not American, so I don't know if you remember. There was like a border patrol agent that got killed in like Vermont, and it was by like a German immigrant, and all the conservatives were like, oh fuck, it doesn't count, and they were hoping that it was like a brown person that did it. It was a German immigrant that was a part of this fucking cult, because I saw that news story and I read into it, and I was like, no shot, dude, no shot. Let me see if I can find this. It's this one right here.
Jesus.
Let me open this tab really quick. I'll set there's so many different links. This shit'll blow your fucking mind. I spent like days.
What does this have to do with the Basilisk thought experiment?
So the Rocco's Basilisk is like an info hazard.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with that.
So they
which is why I'm going to be killed by it. But go on.
Same. She thinks that she is the info hazard. So she thinks that she is Rocco's Basilisk, that like her ideas are so powerful and so important that if you're exposed to them, you'll kill yourself or you'll join her cult. So obviously the people that are in her cult are like actually certifiably like need to be institutionalized like desperately. And she does this thing. It's called unihemispheric sleep. And it's like a cult tactic where the theory goes that if I relax my right side of my body and then I like watch a video with my left eye but close my right eye, the right side of my body will go to sleep and it unlocks like this other part of my brain, and they replace that with real sleep. So all these bitches are completely fucking sleep deprived. And she's like, she convinced like 2 people to kill themselves because they were trans. And she was like, you can't be trans because it sacrifices to the higher good. So 2 bitches killed themselves. They stabbed a landlord in California with like a fucking samurai sword and shit. Like, it's fucking bananas. It made me think of Leadhead because I'm like, this is where this is going to go. They're going to try and sneak across the border and they're going to like chop somebody up with like a fucking katana or something.
That's insane. I need to look into this, but also, yeah, I totally see it. Are you familiar with the Final Fantasy house?
Yes. That's the other one that I was thinking of.
Right? Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, her new video, the Tyler the Creator one, the opening is insane. I think one of the things that most fascinates me about Leadhead generally as well is everything is so obviously scripted that even the points where she goes off script are obviously scripted.
Yeah, it feels very inauthentic, like very fake.
Yeah. There's nothing real about this chick.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all spin. And also just like the pure narcissism. I am Tyler the Creator. I'm just like him. We're the same person. Like when he releases albums and I listen to them, they're at like the perfect point in my life because they speak. Dude, this shit's fucking whack. How does like? I think actually the worst video is Honesty though, which is possibly one of the most dishonest videos I've ever seen.
The other one that I thought was crazy, the one that like kind of sticks with me is when she was talking about Boy. And she was saying basically, you know, he's told me that the reason that he hasn't killed himself is because of me. And I was like, oh, this is about to be like fucking Jonestown. This is crazy. What do you mean the only reason that he's alive is because of you? Like, what happens when you decide to fuck him and it destroys your relationship and it causes like ego death and then he does kill himself? Like, this is crazy. This is actually insane.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all. And I don't know how they've got to this point. Like, unironically, is no one, like, Leadhead has parents. Is no one getting involved? And isn't it interesting they got married in January? Like, the timing of that. It's like they needed to solidify a base. And then they get married to their partner. Again, it's like, it's not like a smoking gun by any means. But it's certainly, like, fucking crazy weird timing.
No, when I had said, because in the Honesty video, she's, you know, talking about how she just kind of like shot from the hip, like proposed to her girlfriend or whatever the fuck. And I had said, if I was like high as fuck at a kickback with my wife and I pulled out like a ring pop and I was like, yo, do you want to get married? She would like knock all of my teeth out. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? That's like the most embarrassing shit ever. Any woman worth marrying would say no to that. To your half-cocked, like, let's start a cult, babe. As like a marriage proposal.
I mean, it does feel very much like their partner is just a victim in this.
I would completely agree.
Like, but it's also like that. The only thing that like sort of stops me is it's quite clear that their partner seems to be the reason that Leadhead was brought into the friendship group again. And it's like, well, at what point are you like kind of fucking culpable? You know?
It's a fair question.
Especially if Ashley is now getting thrown out. Because I mean,
how involved is she? I guess you could make the argument for is like how. Because I don't think that she's ever popped up in videos, and she doesn't really talk about her partner that much. It's mostly like boy and girl. I hate saying that; it makes me want to throw up. But it's mostly them that are like present in the videos or like the subject of discourse. Like she doesn't really ever talk about her partner.
Yeah, she's very cagey about it. And again, there's this fifth person who's alluded to but never named. I just think it's so, dude. I think it's so fucking crazy that she's like, well, I'm the mother of an 18-year-old and 19-year-old. Like, Leadhead does strike me. Look, if there was somebody in the Discord who was like 15, I think Leadhead would try and adopt them.
Yeah, and that's like a terrible fucking idea. It's transnesion. I think that's what I said. Transnesion.
Transnesion. Bro, that's so fucking true.
It's pretty sketchy. The whole thing just has me really upset. I was waiting so long for the Tyler the Creator video, and it did not disappoint. I was like, this is fucking fire and hilarious. I'm so happy that we're here. I too am a 6'3" black man. I completely agree.
There's a bit where she's running in the bathroom. She like runs to the door.
I know, so
and
funny.
I replayed it like 6 times on stream. I was just like, that is the gayest run I have ever seen in my entire life. Why is she sat on the floor in a bathroom as well? Like, who made that decision?
She did, obviously. I saw the oh fuck, somebody put it in my Discord. Somebody has it. It's where she tweeted and she was like, I could have been like raped and murdered in the bathroom for this artistic bit. That's how dedicated I am to my art. And it's like, you don't know how to do like a camera trick where like you show you like going into the bathroom and then you cut it and then you just go and sit in like your bathroom at home and pretend that it's the real bathroom. You genuinely had to.
Just show yourself pushing the door on the male bathroom and go and sit in the female bathroom.
Exactly. I was like, oh, okay.
What? And then the entire footage is her walking, like, is just a filming of this, like, guy's bathroom at a fucking park at night. It's fucking crazy. Like,
oh yeah, is this
if
one where she
dies being mauled by a bear during a video? That will be the funniest outcome to this.
Yeah, she's like, it's a filthy men's room, and it's not one I'm supposed to be in this late, and I have to be in it for extended periods of time without anybody guarding it outside, and I have to wear one of my sluttiest outfits for artistic reasons. It's like, if you're this big, beautiful, fucking film producer, there was no way that you could cheat that, where you just, are like, oh, I'm going to the men's room, and then you sit in, like, a women's bathroom or something. I don't know. I was like, this is crazy.
Listen, I'd put money down at least $20 that she also made time to film an OnlyFans video while she was in there.
Don't say that. Don't put that evil into the world, dude. Don't fucking manifest that shit. Why would you say that?
Dude, I can't believe that, like, again, like, they're, like, so on promoting their OnlyFans as well. They, like, speak about the fact that they're a sex worker as, like, this, like, badge of honor. And I will say this. What is it with, like, who's the other one? Like, the one who goes and, like, gets misgendered at restaurants.
Oh, Lily Tino.
Yeah, Lily Tino. Did you see all the fucking drama about her trying to pressure another OnlyFans creator into making content with her?
Yeah, I think that that kind of shit is actually for people who, like, can't fuck or, like, can't get any bitches. And so they're like, oh, but it's for OnlyFans. And that's, like, the only way that they can get pussy. That's kind of what I think it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I find I don't know. I feel like these are some of the worst advocates possible for the trans community. Just listen, I know I'm not even an ally and stuff. I just think that, like, it's just like you are doing the thing that insane right people accuse all trans people of doing.
I literally said that when I was watching the fucking Leadhead video. I was like, if my kid was like, oh, I'm trans and I'm living as a adult human puppy with this fucking freak that I met on the internet, I would be like, oh yeah, I actually fucking hate trans people now. That's crazy. I would do the exact same. Like, you are scaring people with this shit, and for good reason, dude. Like, what are you doing?
It's like. If I didn't know better, I would have thought it's like a paid fucking Tim Pool psyop. Like, this is the sort of thing that Crowder would think is too unbelievable while doing some fucking gay bit. It's fucking unreal.
Bro, Leadhead is actually just Steven Crowder, and the next video is gonna be like, surprise guys, and we're like, oh fuck.
Fuck, was it? Yeah, I mean, like, again, I'll start working on a Leadhead video. I think it all needs collating and, like, explaining. Like, because it's over multiple videos, it needs collating and, like, breaking down the timeline she actually presents across the videos into one piece. So that at least needs doing, even if Ashley's not going to talk. But that said, before, like, I run away, do you have any questions about Saberspark before you watch the video?
No, not really. To be completely honest, my takeaway from the beginning was my whole thought process was like, so hypothetically, if he did, rape this girl, the way that this was handled, nothing's ever going to be done about it. And then the other part is, he may have not, like, the two options are he raped or he didn't rape. Both, it's like, it doesn't matter because nothing's going to happen. That was, like, my opinion the whole time. So I was just kind of curious about the way everything was going to play out, because I obviously didn't know that this Emily girl at the time had, like, all this baggage and shit. So I was just like, oh, well, maybe it's possible. And then after everything came out, I was like, nah, I'm leaning more towards this was just kind of like a weird hookup. And then everybody was, like, gassing each other up in DMs saying that it was something that it wasn't. And then it just kind of, mutated and grew legs of its own and scurried off into, legitimate rape allegations, when it was probably just, like, if anything, maybe just like a fucking weird hookup.
Yeah, I mean, I'll let you make your own decisions once you've seen the vid, but I don't think that's a million miles away from my take.
My only other question is, where are you from? I want to insult you properly, because I think you're from South Africa, right? That's where you're from?
So I'm mostly Irish. I spend a lot of time in England, and I was born in Joburg, so you can kind of pick and choose.
What the fuck is Joburg? What is that? What?
South Africa, Johannesburg.
Oh, I fucking do it. Colonizer. Yes, I can smell them a mile away. Yes.
Listen, you build one railway for people, and you never hear the fucking end of it.
I'm just saying.
I swear to God.
Did you get to see, like, zebras and shit in your backyard? Was that, like, super fucking cool?
No.
Oh.
No, I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, we moved back because of all the murder.
Oh yeah,
so,
well, you didn't even get to see like one zebra though. Like it wasn't even worth it.
It wasn't even worth it.
Dude, that sucks.
It was. I've seen zebras like as I've grown older.
Not like at a zoo, like you're like in like how well I don't know if you know, but in America you get like deer sometimes like in your yard or like a raccoon or something. And you're like, oh my god, so cool.
I've never like zebras are hyper aggressive and they're like I don't think zebras like are just wandering around randomly in Johannesburg. Maybe
you have to like watch out for lion. Like so when we go camping, we have bear spray because there's bears. Do you guys have like lion mace? Like if you went camping, like mace the lions if they try to get you.
I mean, I think you'd put down stuff to try and keep things away, but you wouldn't be like camping in the Sahara, like randomly, at savannah randomly. But yeah, I mean, like my dad was like in banking, that's why he was over there.
Wow, so mega colonizing. Okay, got it.
Oh yeah, mega colonizing, obviously.
God, you're so lucky it's not Juneteenth anymore, or I'd have to go hard on you. You're very lucky we just missed it.
Yeah, no, listen. I understand everyone's concerns, but all I'm saying is like you get rid of the white people and look at South Africa now. It used to be.
I'm just gonna say it because I think you need to hear it. I just want to be supportive and say it's okay to be white. I just want you to know that. I just want you to know that it's
Thank
okay.
you. I appreciate that. Listen, there are lots of reasons to hate me. Being white shouldn't be one of them. I've created many others for people to dislike me. Mostly my Twitter account at the moment. That seems to be the fucking theme.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
All right, dude. Well, I'll watch your Saberspark video and I'll try not to be too racist. I promise.
I appreciate that. Okay, I'll chat to you soon. Peace.
All right, later. Wow, I was right, you guys. I can pick out the South Africans. I can do it. I can spot them a mile away. Okay, hang on. Let me hit these really quick.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Based.
donatet 2 euros truc superchat. I vetti $2.
Thank you very much for the $2 reviews. So helpful and kind. And then what was the other one that I missed? It's right here.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Jackson donatet $2 truc superchat. Ibaki.
Beautiful. Thanks, guys. I always love yapping about Leadhead. I fucking hate Leadhead, but that's cool. We yap a little. We do a little yapping around here, guys. We do a little yapping. Let's get a double witness for the super chats. Thank you, guys. Yes, thank you so much for this clip. I love it. It makes me so fucking happy. I love it. My IQ is at least as high as 2 baked potatoes. At least two. Like, let's be charitable here. You know what I mean? Let's be kind of nice. That would be super cool if we could just be a little bit nice. I am gonna go piss girl really quick and smoke a cigarette, and then we are gonna watch the Saberspark video. Okay, that was a good little yap sesh, you guys. A good little yap sesh.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Never gonna get tired of that.
Si Alice Birning donatet 5 euros truc superchat. You have to go work for Vilmus Corporation son and need to sleep beforehand. Go on Night King and mamacitas.
Thank you.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Renavescaret donatet $2 truc superchat. Never usar yagan, usar gals gotu.
All right. Gosh, you guys are so dramatic. Double witness. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the double witness. All right, I'm going to put on your little ADHD videos. I'm going to go to the bathroom, and then we're going to watch the Saberspark video, okay? That's what we're going to do. See here, Minecraft parkour. Let me get your dudes up. Let me get your dudes up for you. And I'm going to put on a little bit of music, and then I'm going to run to the bathroom, and then we're going to watch this fucking Saberspark video that I've been waiting patiently for 100 days and 100 nights, okay? 100 days and 100 nights. I will be right back. Everybody behave. Alright, I'm back. Alright, let's watch this fucking Saberspark video, you guys. Let's do it. I've been waiting 1,000 days and 1,000 nights for this fucking video attacking white women. I watched Mr. Enter's original video. One second. One second. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I died every day. Christina Perry's 1,000 Years was actually written about me waiting for the Saberspark video. She didn't know that. She didn't know that at the time, but that video was actually about me, to be completely honest, or that song was actually about me. Excuse me. So I've been waiting for this. I did edit my Mr. Enter video, like the segment. I had that edited, but I didn't end up publishing it because I see now that he was fed false information. I'll probably release both of them in the same day. That way it's fair. I wasn't gonna be a huge dick. I was thinking about it. I was thinking about being a huge bitch, but I decided not to be a huge bitch. But nonetheless, let's get ready. Go Gadget, attack white women. Let's do that.
To me, and this is just my opinion, this statement reads far more like somebody who was pissed off and has been pissed off for years that the guy she liked decided not to date her. And I say this because my experience... Now that Enter's video and the interview with Emily is out, I think we have all the information that we'll ever be able to get. It just sucks there's no definitive answer and that we will have to come to our own conclusions on whether or not the incident between Saber and Emily actually happened. But that's just indicative of how much of a mess this whole situation is, regardless of what happened. Well, hold your ponies there, random commenter, because you've only heard one side of this particular story, and by the time that we're done today, you're going to learn that the truth is way more insane than you can possibly imagine. Because what I have for you today isn't just the full testimony of Saberspark himself, but also his DMs with his accuser between December 2012 and June 2013. Yes, that's right, we're going to finally have some evidence as to what the relationship between these two actually looked like.
Hell yeah. Why did you unfollow me? Steven, I want you to be honest with me. It's making my heart ache thinking that you're mad at me to the point where you'll unfollow me. Why couldn't you be honest with me for these months? It's not like I'm obsessive over you. It's hard to do on my own. Hard to do my own thing when you've been fooling around with my emotions in the first place. Oh yeah. So she's questing hard. She's questing hard for that brony. I don't even know what appropriate word for that. That brony stuff. She's questing. She's thirsty. She needs some water.
Probably tell from my tone, it doesn't really match the narrative Emily is trying to present.
But the thing that makes my head spin is I'm like, this is such a destructive and serious thing to allege. And yeah, it happened a long time ago, but what if there is still evidence that you lied? Which, by the way, there is. I was able to get the text messages, and I will continue to push forward. I still feel like there's still some stone.
No, not again, dude. Oh, I fucking have this. Hang on, let me. Where did my other box go? Oh, there it is. Okay, hang on. Oh my god, is it gonna play? Oh my god.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Cinta RS i LOR donatet $5 truc superchat. Trixeu a ring Malcolm, Black Griffon is mantionetagan.
Oh, thank you very much for being sensitive to my triggers. You know that that's gonna really upset me. Everybody witness, thank you. Thank you for being sensitive to my triggers. Thank you very much.
Something to turn over through the most professional means possible with data retrieval. Though I've spent hundreds so far doing this, hundreds and hundreds. But as it stands, I've at least found enough to.
I also think it was Bonk on Twitter that said something where it was like, how come Saberspark couldn't get the messages right away? Like, the allegations came out forever ago. Why couldn't Saberspark produce the text messages then, huh? Kind of convenient that you had to wait. It's like, dude, these are from like 2018. These are from like 2018. I certainly don't think that I even have text messages from 2018. I don't even think that. I think that if somebody was like, yo, this conversation happened, you know, fucking 8 years ago, I'd be like, oh shit, well, that's lost to the sands of time for fucking ever. Like, what are you talking about? Of course it took him a minute to find it. Sorry that he didn't pull them right out of his ass. My bad, dude. My bad.
To say that Emily's lying and that what she has said is definitively untrue.
So welcome to part 2, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we've got a lot to get through, and I don't want to make this one 2 hours, so let's get into it.
Get into it, yeah.
That I sexually assaulted someone is completely false.
And that triggered me and upset me.
Being anonymous is more than just not saying her name. It's actually a lot more difficult than you might think.
Something better can come out of this. You can talk to us.
So let's start with an insanely quick TLDR of what's happened since my video came out. If you would like a more full breakdown, I would recommend just going and having a watch of that, but the cliff notes are that I Love Possible a lot released a video largely focusing on DA games, but also including rape allegations against Saberspark. This didn't go down very well, and has led to the exposure of a years-long conspiracy. The people involved in this bizarre web of intrigue have taken a range of tactics to avoid culpability. From pretending they're not involved and basically knew nothing about it, all the way to smugly tweeting as though they've done nothing wrong.
There we go. And I was going to say, and also faking suicide.
Brony Fandom was released from hospital and is now—
Oh, it was 2013? Oh my god, that's more than 10 years ago, dude. Yeah. Oh my god, how do you even recover text messages from that long ago, bro? How do you even do that? Doesn't like the FBI have to do that shit? Like, how do you even get them? How do you even get them? You have to like call Verizon Wireless and be like, "Hey, girly pop, I'm getting accused of rape on Twitter. Do you mind pulling these ancient text messages for me?" What the fuck, dude?
Now doing everything he can to try and rebuild his shattered reputation. But perhaps, far more importantly, Emu Emmy did an interview with Mr. Enter, and he would release this along with his video on June the 2nd. Now don't worry, we will actually come back to this interview because it contains some pretty fascinating information, but for those who've been looking for my take on Enter's video, I think it's broadly speaking fine and what I expected. In many ways, Enter had the far harder job than me, and seems to have worked well with what he had. From here on out, I'm going to work largely on the basis that most of you are going to know what's happened and the parties involved. However, I do think it is worth providing a refresher on Saberspark's accuser, as well as the allegations themselves. On May 1st, 2025, anonymous allegations would drop against Saberspark that he had committed sexual assault. It would then be revealed that the accuser was Emu Emmy, a fairly sized creator largely focused around the Sonic fandom, though with a long history involving the Brony fandom.
That fucked the Sonic voice actor and made him do the voice. Don't forget, that's the best part. That's my favorite part. She fucked the guy that did the voice of Sonic and then was like, do the voice. Oh god.
This caused some issue because Emily's history is somewhat complicated, and contains multiple other controversies involving sex scandals. The ones most of you will be aware of will be her relationship with former Sonic voice actor Ryan Drummond, as well as Emily's appearance on Dr. Phil in an episode about her wanting to be a teenage mother. There are a couple of issues with finding out that it is Emily making these accusations. Firstly, this chick has about as much credibility as a homeless man wearing a sign saying the end is nigh, with many of her former issues being outlined in Lance's video The Queen Falls. Though secondly, and most importantly, Emily's testimony reads like it's written about a completely different person. If you know anything about Emu Emmy, the statement itself reads like fantasy. Now, because of these text messages, I can say she has omitted key details as to the nature of their relationship. They were far closer than she is claiming in her statements and in her correspondence to other people looking into this story. The reason this is so important is because the accusations against Saberspark are dependent on what their relationship looked like. Emily claims that they had limited interactions ending after November of 2012. In that time, they would have 2 sexual encounters, once in a hotel room and once in a bathroom. Both would take place at conventions, the first at Canterlot Gardens in September and the second at Equestria LA in November. The key to both of these allegations is that Emily claims they essentially came as a surprise to her, with Saberspark essentially forcing her into them. For that reason, she was distancing herself from him and by the end of November wanted nothing to do with him. Which causes a little bit of an issue when we find a further 6 months of very pleasant correspondence between the two. Though I am pleased to tell you at least one element of all of this has remained consistent for over the last decade, and that would be Emily's anger at rejection. Which brings us to Saberspark, because obviously—
I'm so vindicated. I knew it. I felt it in my bones. I was like, dude, this was just some fuckboy shit. This was just her getting strung along. This was, no, baby, it's not you, it's me. You know, that kind of shit. That's what I said. I was like, this is just fuckboy shit, okay? We've either hit people with those lines or we've been hit with them. Where it's like, I'm just not looking for a relationship right now. I'm just trying to work on myself. I'm not really interested in anything very serious right now, okay? Everybody has gotten hit by the Playboy before, okay? That's all it is. Don't hate the player, hate the game. It happens to the best of us, and, you know, that's just life, okay? Getting pump and dumped is not the same thing as getting raped, a lesson that apparently a lot of people need to learn.
Since his response came out, he has not been idle. Now, he did speak to us after his response, but that was all off the record, so I tried very hard to balance that in part 1. Because, as you may have gathered, Saber and Emmy did have some kind of a relationship. And for a couple of reasons, Saber wasn't prepared to go on the record and talk about it at that time. The most pressing—
Well, obviously.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Hato donatet $5 truc superchat. My name is also Emily Swain. My name is Said constantly truc jut. This video was very disorienting now.
Thank you, Hato, everybody witness. Yeah, I can imagine that would be a little disorienting, but you're the good one. You're one of the good Emilys. Does anybody know anybody named Emily that is like a good noodle? I don't know. Good question. It's like you never know like a good Stacy. You never know a Stacy that is like fun, right? It's always like, oh, here comes Stacy, you know.
Thing is that Saber was sure that there would be evidence that would support his innocence in the face of these allegations. So use that time to turn his house upside down, looking for old hard drives, old phones, anything that may still hold those records. While there have been undoubtedly dead ends, Saber's actually consistently documented the work he's done to prove his innocence. And timing being everything, Saber would actually only get a hold of these text messages the day Enter's video goes live. The problem with accusations like these that are, once again, over a decade old, is that any response you give outside of some actual bloody evidence will be used against you to paint you as guilty. And Saber seems...
And that's true, and that's why I said he did a really good job, like, not fucking saying anything. That's why he did a good job just doing, like, a sweet, short, nope, nothing happened, and that's the end of the conversation. Again, KP could certainly take a page. A lot of people could actually take a page out of that. If you're in, like, hot water... The best thing you can do is shut the fuck up and get all your shit together. Because what ends up happening is everybody just yaps, and they hope and they pray that something that they say, if they, throw enough shit at the wall, something will stick. But the opposite is actually true. You just end up having to double back and correct yourself later. It's better to just, like, chill the fuck out and then wait and see, right? And work on gathering evidence, whatever the fuck, instead of just, like, spamming whatever thought comes across your mind to try and exonerate yourself. Bad choice, almost always.
To have correctly assessed this fact, because his options were insanely limited. Even saying nothing beyond a flat denial has been used against him, and that's understandable. People don't really care what Saber's side is, people care that they hate Saber, and want an excuse to take a shot at him. I get this, there's content creators I don't like, and it's fun to see them fall face first into the dirt. But realistically speaking, without any evidence, his testimony would still be treated as a he said, she said. In situations like that, the question comes down to...
It's all about that he said, she said bullshit. Yeah, like that. Let's go.
The credibility of the accuser, which is why Emily was asked over the course of a 3-hour interview to address her former controversies. However, if you even have to have a call that is multiple hours long with an accuser to try and establish their credibility, I'd argue that's not a particularly good sign. And one thing I want to make crystal clear to all of you is that Emily has lied multiple times, both privately and publicly, in an attempt to obfuscate what her relationship with Saberspark looked.
Oh, hell yeah. This is going to be good, dude. Liar! I'm so excited for this. Can I turn this down a little bit? That was kind of loud. Sorry, let's try that again. Liar! Still kind of loud. Down a little bit more. Jesus. Liar! Perfect. There we go.
Looked like. That's not just my opinion, by the way, because once I'd had time to review these DMs, I reached out to Mr. Enter, thinking it only fair that he be given a fuller picture. And as you may imagine, he was fucking pissed. Enter, thanks for chatting with me. This is just a very simple one, because we've discussed these DMs.
He got bamboozled.
Considering the fact that when going through this kind of conversation with Emily, she just outright lied to you about the fact that she pulled away, Saber didn't contact her, and this sort of, like, their communication ended by sort of late November. Knowing what you know now, I guess what are your thoughts and opinions, considering they had another 6 months of correspondence?
I am
she's a dirty little tattletale
angry
rat.
At Emily. That's for start. Like, it really is indescribable what I feel. Like, anger, annoyance, disgust. Because, like, we were some of the people who were talking to her, like some of the only people who were talking with her, and she still lied to us.
I mean, I think,
liar
between you all, and it seems like you were pretty thorough with asking questions.
Thorough.
I don't know. It seems crazy that she was so determined to try and spin a narrative to you guys, and still couldn't just be honest. Because what I find kind of crazy as well is she could have just said, yeah, I continued talking to Saber for 6 months.
Yeah, absolutely. You know? She could have done any number of things, but, like, the contradictions
she decided
are, like,
to lie.
Right there now that we have Saber's information. Maybe she assumed that he'd never be able to find it, which is a stupid assumption. But, like, I don't get the logic. Like, I'm baffled on every level.
Yeah, I do.
I'm telling you guys, I can sense him. The trollops, the whores, the adulteresses, the adulteressize. I don't know what the plural of that is. I can feel them. I can feel their presence clouding my judgment. I can feel their threatening auras disseminating through the screen that sits in front of me. I can always tell. You can always see them coming. You know what I mean? The whores.
I think that she was sort of hedging her bets, and I think because Saber's, it's been a long time. I think Saber says this actually when talking to me. It's it's like 12 years ago, but it's a hell of a gamble that Saber would have no data at all. And I think that was the bet.
And seems like the bet didn't work.
Considering the shit
dater.
Brony fandom has tried to pull with Enter, I imagine this felt like the icing on the cake. But don't worry, I'm not about to let Bonk run away from this. So later in this video, we're going to go over his DMs with Enter and the insane shit.
Yes, Beckett, kill them all.
He was saying to him. Before all of the fun to come, let's get to why the majority of you are here. The best way I can kind of break this all down for you is firstly to give you Saberspark's testimony, and then we can move on to why these text messages give credibility to his version of events. Now, one quick disclaimer. Regular viewers will be aware that I like to show full interview sections. There's a couple of reasons for this, but it's mostly so you guys get to see the full conversation rather than me linking to some hours-long video that, let's be honest, barely anyone's going to watch. But given that this conversation was largely a very detailed testimony, it is insanely long. So I'm going to break this up a little bit versus Emily's original statement.
Oh, thank God.
And I've also made a couple of edits just to maintain the flow of the conversation.
Thank you.
How you met Emily.
Let's start there.
We
That's a good place
connected
to start.
just from being in the Bernie fandom. 2012 was the year where the fandom really took off. I mean, technically 2010, 2011. But 2012 was when the conventions really showed up in force, where the fandom just took off. There was something just
the jazz.
So electrifying about the fandom after BronyCon 2012, which I was able to go to. And I actually went to 4 conventions in 2012. I went to BronyCon, Everfree Northwest, Carolina Gardens, and Equestria LA. And I remember being told by the
Busy Brony.
for Carolina Gardens, who was like, hey, we want to fly you out to Ohio to come to our convention. I'm like, that sounds great. And the rest of the summer, I was looking forward to it. I get to go see my friends again. Everfree Radio, which is Everfree Network at the end of its run. They were going to be there, meeting a bunch of the show staff, hanging out with people, having fun, doing panels, just networking, having a great time. And I was doing Brony videos at the time.
But it ended up being not that great because little did I know there were whores in the midst of this fucking this fucking convention.
Time like top 10s. I was building a name for myself on YouTube. I think I had around like 20 or 25,000 subscribers. And above all else, I was hosting a podcast with my friends.
I also like how it's presented as like this massive power imbalance between this teeny tiny, starstruck woman and this massive fucking Mr. Beast size creator. 20k sub YouTubes. I am having a stroke. 20k subs on YouTube. And this is the big, massive power imbalance where, you better fuck me. Otherwise, I'm going to tell my 20k subscribers on YouTube about you. The whole thing in hindsight. Hindsight is a beautiful gift. Is it not, you guys? Is it not?
Friend Haley Osano, and it was called Bernie Breakdown. And we've been doing that since, I think, the beginning of 2012, if I'm correct. Yeah, pretty sure. Actually, it might have even been late 2011. So, in the process of having the show, we got picked up by Everfree Radio for them to work alongside us and host it as well.
Oh, wow.
And I'm pretty damn sure that's how we connected, me and Emily.
Pretty darn sure. Pretty diddly darn sure.
Like, bronies were so excited to be like, you're a brony? I'm a brony. We should all talk on Skype.
And we shouldn't do that. We should not. I don't miss the past. I don't miss when we were all excited about the bronies around us. Oh, I'm glad that we've changed and grown as a society.
And that's how we connected. We talked on Skype. And a lot of it was us just initially nerding out over brony stuff. She liked my podcast, like my videos. Just the show itself. Episodes are coming out. We nerd out over that. I think season 2 was already going on during that time. Season 2 was really good. So just nerding out, talking about things we enjoyed with the fandom. And how she wanted to do her own podcast with her friend Sandra, which they would eventually launch in August of 2012 called Pega Sisters Live. Which
Pega Sisters,
we're the boy version with Bernie Break.
Pega Sisters, fucking kill me, dude. What? Oh my god.
Down, and you're the girl version with Pega Sisters Live.
Eventually, you've been. How long would you say you were talking roughly before you actually met up with Emily?
I'd say 2 to 3 months, because I remember us chatting. I'd say the start of summertime, and then Carolina Gardens would be in late September. So it was a good 2 to 3 months.
What was the lead up to Canterlot Gardens then? What was that like between you two?
Again, just us being friendly, talking about the show. Eventually the text would turn flirty. She told me that she was a mom, but she did not have, that she was no longer with the guy that, her daughter's father. And that would eventually become a discussion of her being single. And I was like, oh, I'm single too. And the conversation would then become more.
Got to be careful of the single mothers. Because you know what that means? That means that you have to share your Xbox or your PlayStation, and the kid might have bad vibes. You gotta be really careful with the single moms. The kid might have bad vibes. You never know. You got to be really careful with that. Okay, write that down.
More flirty, more fun, with that kind of back and forth. And eventually, we both floated the idea of being friends with benefits and looking at Carolina Gardens as a place where we could potentially hook up. And at the time, I mean, I was absolutely inexperienced, had no idea. But again, it was nothing.
Never seen boobs,
I wouldn't say I was in over my head because we definitely
the usual Brody experience.
Going with the energy of the conversation, her just really saying, yeah, let's go to the convention, and definitely was keen on the idea of us being friends with benefits.
Okay. Because she says that she was, she positioned you as this sort of curator with this weird power dynamic with her, and she was a massive fan and stuff. Do you think that you held some sort of power or influence over her?
I would say no. And I can only say for myself that I never saw it as such. I always just saw us as friends, and that the report was genuine.
And to be fair, the whole like YouTuber, like, oh my God, let's talk about power imbalances between fans and creators. In like 2013, that wasn't even a conversation, right? That wasn't anything that was on people's minds really, because being a YouTuber really wasn't even like a quote unquote career option until, I don't know, a couple of years ago, maybe, 5+ years ago. That wasn't really on anybody's radar, right? Like, yeah, you would have like kids or whatever that would watch like Fred or Smosh or shit like that, right? But it wasn't like, oh my God, it's like I'm meeting a celebrity. That's like a relatively new-ish thing in content creation spaces. And it's a pretty new conversation to have where it's like, oh, the power difference or whatever the fuck between somebody who has a YouTube channel and, a fan of the YouTube channel. That's a relatively new topic of conversation. And I fucking hate when people bring this shit up too, when you're talking about YouTube channels that are like 10K subscribers, 20K subscribers. It's like, this isn't like a fucking celebrity. This is somebody that works like part-time at Jack in the Box. You're not having a quote unquote career off of like 20K subs, unless you're incredibly, incredibly lucky and you live stream and, this, that, and the other thing. There's caveats, obviously. It's not across the board unilaterally for everybody, right? But most of the time, it's like, just because somebody does make content on YouTube doesn't mean that they're like in this giga position of authority and they're like prone to rape anybody that even remotely consumes their content that also finds them attractive. Like, I hate this discourse. I think it's so fucking gay. It's so stupid. It's just so dumb. And it certainly was not a topic of discussion at the time. That Saberspark, legendary YouTuber, had what, like 20K subs and was going to Bernie conventions. That certainly wasn't even on the table.
Genuine and equal. I mean, of course, I was an older guy, but even then, I was 23. I think I just turned 23. I was 23. I remember graduating in spring of 2012, and I was a super senior, so I was 23.
A super senior? Oh no! Oh, cringe! Oh my God! A super senior? Oh wow! Oh wow! A blast from the past, guys. That's that fucking 21-year-old guy that hangs out at like fucking high school parties like, hey, you want me to buy you beer? It's like, no, that's okay. Thank you though, Keith. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Keith. Have fun.
Picked up any kind of like, I'd say power discrepancy or anything. It was just, us talking and us having a good rapport and us being friends.
What this early relationship between Saberspark and Emily actually looked like is something that all of us largely have to take on testimony. However, two key things weigh heavily in Saberspark's favor in this regard. Firstly, in my original video, I said, there are of course no perfect victims and none of us should have those expectations, but in a case like this, where there is no evidence for the accusations being made, the credibility of the accuser is basically all I or anyone else has to go on. And
True.
Even leaving aside Emily's multiple other sex scandals, the more we look into this, the more we find that Emily is being dishonest in this case. If she will happily lie about what her relationship with Saberspark looked like from December 2012 onwards, what makes any of us think she's not lying about what it looked like during the several months when they were seeing each other? And
good point. Like, if you, like, again, I completely agree. There's no such thing as a perfect victim, right? Like, just because somebody is a liar or a bad person or whatever doesn't mean that something terrible can't happen to them. They can't be assaulted or taken advantage of, blah, blah, blah. But if somebody is known as a liar, that makes it really hard for people to want to be, like, open to their testimony. And especially again with shit like this that's like old as fuck, okay? You gotta like blow the dust off of these allegations before you pull them out of the box. Yeah, if somebody's a fucking liar, that makes it really hard for people to take anything that they say seriously. And that is the tragedy of life, right? Because even if somebody is a liar, it doesn't mean that they always lie, right? Like, you can have people that lie a lot but also tell the truth. But yeah, dude, when I read that shit about her, like, star fucking, wanting to be like a teen mom, home wrecking, all this other shit, I was like, yeah, dude, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Like, if this did happen, again, very sad, don't want anybody to get raped. But it also is like, it just puts a big black fucking mark on any allegation that you put out. And it makes sense why she wanted to be anonymous. It's because she has so much baggage and she's like a known liar, a known homewrecker, a known star fucker. So yeah, I mean, that makes sense completely, right?
Secondly, these text messages prove that far from Emily's statements to Mr. Enter that she was pulling away from Saberspark having realized that he was in some way abusive, the opposite is true. It was Saberspark who pulled away from Emily. This rejection deeply upset her. That's not just an opinion, by the way, because when we look at her 2025 statement accusing Saberspark, this exact grievance which made me suspicious to begin with is her primary highlighted issue to Saberspark throughout their later correspondence. We can see that her feelings about this haven't changed in over a decade, because between the two statements, the language she uses is basically identical, as she lambasts him for messing with her emotions. Adding further weight to this, I reached out to her ex-boyfriend Solrak, and when I brought up the fact that
we got the ex-boyfriend? Oh, you guys. Oh my God. Oh. Dude. Oh, fuck. Oh, let's fucking go. The ex-boyfriend. Yes. Holy shit. Let's go.
The messages indicated that Emily was mad at Saber for ghosting her. Solrak said to me, she takes that so damn personally, like it's the worst thing someone could have done to her back in the day. While none of us were in the room, at this time there is no reason to believe that this was anything other than a consensual and planned hookup at a convention. In fact, Emily's own statements support this position, saying that she developed a crush on him and that he was made aware of it. Regarding the claim that Emily would become flirtatious with Saberspark, we can actually look to the messages in 2013 after Emily broke up with Solrak.
Oh God, I'm gonna fucking kill myself reading these. Saberspark says 69ing and bananas, a dangerous but sexy combo. Are people eating bananas when they're fucking? What? 69ing and bananas. 69ing and bananas? What? Can I have the rest of this text? Please explain. What do you mean bananas? Oh my God, what the fuck? And then Emily says, ha, it's very true. It's also very fun. And then he says, LOL, I like how you call it, quote, fun. Most people will be like, oh, but instead you were like, yippee, instead, haha. And then you take a couple, I would say probably like 15 hits of psychic damage. That's going to be that. And then, isn't it like a feeder kink? No! Dude, don't say that. No. Don't manifest that, dude. Don't manifest that. And then Emily says, LOL, I'm a little bit different than other girls.
Slay. Oh my God. Slay.
I'm not like other girls. I actually really like My Little Pony. I'm gonna fucking lay in the street. And then she says, I'm lonely, entertain me with a smiley face. And then he says, I'm thinking a number between 1 to 200, 2,473 guess. And then she says, 69. That's another 15 hits of psychic damage. Okay. And then she's like, I can't sleep. Oh my God. I think the worst part about all of this stuff, you guys, this is the worst part. And this is why I'm a never sexed person, because it doesn't matter like if it's consensual sexting or not, like non-consensual sexting. It doesn't matter. Okay. It's cringe. Every time that you sext, you know the scene in Black Swan where she like comes out and there's whore written on the mirror in lipstick and she's like crying and wiping it off? That's what it's like to read your sex when you're all done sexting, okay? It is cringe, period. It is cringe, period, okay? You're in the moment, you're like, oh, this is so sexy. It's not. It's not. It's fucking cringy. Never sext. Never do it.
Where she would return to this behavior. And once again, I'd like you to keep in mind that this is proof that her testimony is fundamentally unreliable, because she has claimed during the period these messages were sent, she had already pulled away from Saberspark and cut contact with him. One thing I have heard ad nauseum from the Believe All victim side is that we should not make victims recount and relive embarrassing events when they have suffered abuse. And I'll be honest with you, I don't necessarily disagree with that position, so it feels deeply fucked up that these people have forced Saber to have to do just that to defend himself.
You guys have no idea. Like, I feel like I would rather be tortured in Guantanamo Bay for like 50 days and 50 nights before like releasing sex. Like, it's just so cringe. It's just so fucking cringe. There's no shot. It's so embarrassing. I completely agree. Like, if I was Saberspark, I would be fucking traumatized. Like, clicking through your phone and seeing sex that you sent in fucking 2013. Oh my god, that's like my personal version of hell. That's like the third. That what layer is that? What's the deepest one? That's like the 9th circle of hell. And Dante's Inferno is like Satan just sitting there reading out your cringy sex from like 10 years ago. Oh my god. Oh my god. I would fucking die, dude. I would fucking die. Oh my god.
I mean, at the time, was she friends with just you? Did other people know about her? What does that wider group dynamic look like?
So the main group I would roll with at conventions being the Everfree network people, Everfree Radio at the time, and Paleo. At the convention, I shared a room with Paleo Steno, again, my co-host.
You guys, stop telling me that it gets worse. I don't want it to get worse. Oh, are the Cybes here? What's up, Cybes? Welcome, Cybes. Everybody witness. Thank you. Thank you, lesbians.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
FLY22 donatet $2 truc superchat. Donation to cringe relief fan for Malcolm.
Oh, thank you very much, Fly, for easing my worries. Everybody witness. Well, that's okay, because Psy is gay. So welcome, Cybes. If you're here again, welcome back. If you are new here, welcome for the first time. We're crashing the fuck out, and we're watching Beckett's new video on Saberspark. And I've been waiting for this day. I've been waiting for Beckett to attack the white women in this situation. I've been really waiting for that. So it's an exciting day. It's a bad day to be a white woman, you guys. So we're here and we're locked in for this. I'm having a great time. Make sure to like the video. It makes me really happy. And it's Pride Month. And so it's actually homophobic if you don't like the video. You can check out the merch shop down there, guys. I got stickers. I got sweatshirts. I got socks. I got t-shirts. And yeah, that's really all I got. Yeah. All right. Let's crash out some more.
We're gonna break down our friend Hirasashi.
Oh yeah, Lio did. That's my new dono sound. Lio said that I had the what did he say? That I have the IQ of a baked potato, which I mean fair. But at least I can fit into a large sized latex glove without losing circulation in my fingers. So I'll take the little wins that I can get.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Casper donatet $2 truc superchat. Hola, mamacitas. Upeu ora vinga guot Vic Snoopy?
Oh, thank you very much, Casper, for the $2. Everybody witness. Thank you kindly. Yeah, I mean, I'll throw down. I don't know. I think that Lio's going back into making videos for his old content. Like, he did that video on, who the fuck was that? It was Patchwork Heart. You know that his views are in the shitter when he starts doing his old drama content and shit like that. That's kind of how he tries to re-up when he's running out of steam. I'll throw $200 on a push-up competition with Lio. I bet $200 I can do more push-ups than Lio. I'll throw down for that if Lio wants to get down on all fours and do real push-ups, not girl push-ups, not bitch push-ups, real push-ups. I'll put 200 on that. So write that down. All right, let's continue.
A British musician by the name of So Great and Powerful. We had a lot of people shoved in our room. But Johnny, the con chair of Everfree Northwest, and then Rob Bob, who's a friend of ours to this day. And
so how many people are we talking here?
In that room?
Yeah.
Oh, in the room, because we had a king-size bed, and we were all shoved in the same room but Johnny and Rob Bob asked if they can crash on the floor and the fold-out couch. We said sure. But it was, there was Silent too. He was a British musician. So it was me, Paleo, So Great and Powerful, Hirasashi, Silent, but Johnny, and 7 people.
And would
the worst thing about like YouTube rape allegations is like, yeah, and then Silly Weasel 6121, Iced Coffee 7241, and then Sonic's Left Nut were all there present at the time of the event. It's just like, it's so deeply unserious. It's so funny to me.
Would they be able to sort of testify to that, I guess, if that's the word for it? Like, if they were asked, they're like, yeah, the room is full of people.
Yeah.
Dude, fuck Psy. What the fuck is that about? It's Pride Month. It's Pride Month, and Psy didn't raid me. She raided a man, a straight cis man. Are you fucking for real? Dude, that's fucked up. I'm kicking Psy out of my Discord server right now. This is so fucking disrespectful. I can't believe this shit.
Yeah, absolutely. And Peleo's already on record saying that.
So let's talk about your interactions at Canterlot Garden. Walk me through your version of events.
Yes. So, again, inexperienced. And I did not tell my roommates that me and Emily had plans to hook up at our hotel room. And it was during the convention when most folks were on the con floor where Emily and I both...
Thank you for the loyal mamacitas who came here instead of going to Op Block. That's so brave of you guys. I really appreciate it. You guys are now my parasocial best friends. Thank you guys so much.
Holding hands, took off to my room, and we sat down. I was shooting the breeze with her, talking about YouTube videos and projects and her own podcast and everything. And
okay,
then it
Grandpa.
went, just mutually, just feeling the vibes of the room, to kissing, and then moved to the bed. And that's where we, had intercourse. though I was not good at it. I was extremely nervous. There was so many things. And it wasn't that she made me nervous. It wasn't her. It was the idea of someone walking into the room, because I was like, I didn't tell anybody. And they have keys to the rooms. I just feel like so embarrassed if they walked in and just saw my butt or whatever. But yeah, I couldn't really perform. That was the main thing. I was really embarrassed. And we were able to have a little bit of an intercourse, but only for like, I'd say not even for a minute. And ultimately I was like, I can't do this. I can't. And that's why, I was like, let's just call it for now. Let's just, keep hanging out. And I was also extremely busy at the convention, which, I said, let's hang out. And we really never really hung out after that. The rest of the convention, she would text me about wanting to hook up again. I remember her texting me, hey, let's party. I remember I was on a panel after that, and she was in the audience, like, waving at me. And I remember texting me saying, let's party again later, winky face. But we never did, because again, the room was shared by multiple people. And then also, just never had the time. I was in so many interviews that I was hosting for Everfree Radio.
He was just so popular. Is
there anything else about, I guess, kind of gone? Because the way this seems to be described from her side is she froze up, she locked up, she started disassociating, then phoned her friends straight afterwards. Obviously these seem like, different interactions. We've got no way to know who that friend was. It seems odd to me, obviously, if you've got sort of testimony of there were multiple people in this who had access to this room. This is the moment you'd pick to rape somebody. I'm just wondering if there's anything else here that's,
I mean, it's true. I mean, statistically speaking, you're you're the least likely to ever be assaulted in like a public place or like in a shared space. Those are like statistically the least probable places that you're going to be assaulted. So I mean, all things are possible through Christ who compels us, but I don't know. I think this bitch be lying. I think she be lying, so.
It could come to light, or...
And I maintain that. I maintain that I think this bitch be lying,
Was done, said, anything else you can remember?
No, I mean, her recollection of events.
Yeah, what the fuck? He has a Hank Hill avatar.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Adrián Perchman donatet $4.99 truc superchat. Bendy Teo Blockstrom, would come to you because this react is more interesting bit Saberspark. Mr. dit ban? Prida moin text.
Thank you very much, Adrian. Everybody witness. So I edited the Saberspark segment, and I was gonna, the one that Mr. Enter did, I edited that, and I was gonna upload it, but then Beckett posted this video, and it seems like Mr. Enter was given incorrect information. Like, obviously this Emily bitch, like, lied to him. So when he made his video, I was, like, pretty aggressive in watching it because I thought that she was lying the whole time. So what I'm gonna do is once I have this one edited, this segment edited of us watching Beckett's new video, I'm gonna put them out one right after the other. So that way, I don't look like a huge bitch. Like, I am a huge bitch. That is 100% true. I am an evil bitch. But I'm not that evil. So I have it edited. I'm just sitting on it, and I'm gonna wait until I edit this segment, and then I'm gonna do one after the other. Just so it's like a little bit charitable, because I understand that this Emily girl lied to Mr. Enter, and that's one of the reasons why I was, so unhappy watching his video, because I disagreed with it, because I just have ESPN, and I knew that this bitch was lying. I can always tell.
Are incorrect. We're both having fun. Enough for her to text me afterwards about wanting to hook up later at the convention. She never froze up. It was just a enthusiastic, mutual hookup. One that I couldn't perform. I couldn't. Just enough to have, basically the definition of intercourse. But after that, I was like, I can't. And I went to the bathroom after that, and I was like, cleaning myself off. Because I was way too anxious. I was way too nervous of the idea of my friends walking into the room, because that would be just something I didn't want that. And I realized how bad of an idea it was to do this in a room where, like, I have all my friends sharing it, and also a bed that they share as well.
I mean, she seems to have a very specific memory of you saying friends afterwards.
I did say that, because, again, the running joke that we had leading up to that was friends with benefits. So we'd say friends. So that is something I said afterwards. So my entire thing when I'm feeling insecure and embarrassed is self-deprecating humor. And I'm like, well, wasn't that good? Oof. But friends, and she laughed and said friends too. So that was our running gag, our running joke.
But one
it was just a little meme.
Encounter wouldn't explain why Saber began to pull away from Emily. The truth of that is a little more complicated. For those of you who've been paying attention to Emily's history and patterns of behavior, I don't think this part's going to come as much of a surprise to any of you.
So after that, we kept texting, Skyping, and
God, to be old, Skyping.
She told me prior to the convention that she had an IUD. So I remember asking her about condoms, and she said, "Don't worry about that. I have an IUD."
Oh no! Is she gonna baby trap him? Oh my God! You guys, you cannot trust women. You cannot trust women. Oh my fucking God! Oh my fucking God! Is she gonna try and baby trap him? Dude, shut the fuck up! This is so juicy. Oh my God, I'm having so much fun. You guys have no idea.
And then she got it after she had her kid, and I took her word for it. and so we had unprotected sex. And
no!
After the convention, I was super anxious because at the time I was living with my mom. I was a lifeguard with no savings, and I just
oh my
so
god,
no prospects and no way.
Bro, this is nuts. She went on that Dr. Phil show about how she wanted to get knocked up when she was like 16 and be a teen mom, and then she's out here baby trapping fucking YouTube celebrities, dude. I bet this bitch like digs condoms out of the garbage can and shit. This is insane. Oh, you guys, you can never trust women. Write that down. You can never trust women. Oh my god, this is such a strong message. Holy shit.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Vilunic donatet $1 amb 99 centaus truc superchat. Always wrap it up, guys.
Very true, Biolonic. Everybody witness. And if some girl tells you that she's on birth control, you watch her take it in front of you. And if she says that she has like, what the fuck is this one called? Where they put the bar in right here. You feel that shit. You can feel it. It sits right on the top of the skin. The little implant that goes right here. You can touch that shit. You can feel it through the skin. Just these hoes ain't loyal. I'm telling you guys right now, these hoes aren't loyal. Okay. And I know, I also like bad bitches. That's my fucking problem. But you cannot trust them. You cannot trust women. You can't trust them, okay? All women are deceitful, evil, lying whores. Just kidding. I love women. But, dude, getting baby trapped or baby trapping, this is insane, dude. I'm having so much fun. This is awesome.
To really pursue anything serious because I needed to work on myself. So the anxiety started to get me when she told me she wasn't getting her period. And I was like, oh my God.
Oh, fuck.
Is she pregnant?
Oh,
I'm like, how? You know, with an IUD and also me not finishing, but also me Googling.
Well, obviously this is why the pull-out method is not 100% effective, is because there's still semen in pre-cum, okay? So you can still knock a bitch up even if you pull out, okay? The pull-out method is not effective, you guys, all right? If you don't want a baby, don't do that. Just wrap it. Just wrap it up.
That didn't help with the idea of like, well, technically, you know, there's other ways from just, you know, you don't have to climax in order to procreate. And that ate me up. It ate me up for a month.
It ate me up.
Can you please do a pregnancy test? I will pay for it, please. And she would say no. She was just too scared, and she would rather wait.
She was too scared.
Until LA a month later to meet up with me, and we can talk about it then.
Oh
so
my God.
It was a month of just pure anxiety. I remember being in my bed one night where I started crying, and I was like, God, please, please let this not be the.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Roser donatet $4 amb 99 centaus truc superchat. Malcolm is extra que refull about getting la dies prego.
It's true. It's true. This is a strong message. Everybody witness. Thank you, Rosie, for the $4.99. Wow. I have known many evil women in my life that participate in baby trapping. I've known many evil women. Many evil women. You can't trust them. You can't trust them. They're all gold diggers and they're all hoes. All right, you gotta watch out. You gotta watch out, dude. Gotta watch out.
Case. I'm not ready to be a father. I was ready to accept, you know, anything that would happen.
Who is this Calvin Garrar? Who is he?
Very, very true. Thank you, Rosie. This is a strong message.
Whoa! This is a strong message!
I completely agree.
But at the same time, I was just it was gut-wrenching just waiting for that news because I knew I could barely take care of myself, let alone, you know, potentially having a kid. And just that waiting for the other shoe to drop just gave me, you know, just gut rot. So that was the main thing. There were still friendly interactions in the meanwhile. You know, we still had a rapport. We still were cordial and everything. But the main thing was just the anxiety of waiting because for some reason she didn't want to take a pregnancy test, even though I asked her. But again, it's her decision. I can't force that. So I'm like, okay, we'll just wait till Equestria LA because she said she wanted to do it in person. You know,
how long a time was that between Canterlot and Equestria LA?
Canterlot Gardens ended, it was September 30th is when it wrapped up, and then Equestria LA was in early November, like I think it was November 2nd to the 4th.
And now we're starting to see a better picture of why that second hookup didn't look like the first one. They were already experiencing issues with their casual relationship. This potential pregnancy deeply troubled Saberspark, and from his perspective, that's not really a surprise. He knew Emily's history, he knew she already had a kid, and let's be honest, at the time, this guy's biggest achievement in life was making videos about cartoon ponies. This isn't somebody anywhere near ready to be a father.
True, Beckett.
It is
You're
interesting,
right, and
isn't it, that this was completely omitted from Emily's original statements. I imagine because this fact makes it quite clear that their relationship was somewhat closer and more familiar than Emily paints in her accusation. However, I was surprised to find one reference to this from Emily. While being questioned by Mr. Enter, she does bring up this potential pregnancy, saying, I remember texting him worried about getting pregnant because my period came late, and him telling me that he would handle it if so. But my period came and stuff, that was pretty much it. Enter would respond, the details do help paint a picture. And he's not wrong. It's just unfortunate for Emily that the details of this story make it clear that she is lying about stuff. And every time she gets caught obfuscating the truth or manipulating the narrative, it further chips away at what little credibility this woman has. That then brings us to EQLA. Were you in a big room share again? Like, how many other people are sort of with you?
This time around, I was sharing a room. I'm pretty damn sure it was with Paleo and Dusty Cat and
Dusty
Screwball.
Cat.
There was
wow. Full house.
I'm pretty sure it's either 2012 or 2013, but it was a room where we had I still had 3 roommates because that was always like the standard for the longest time. We were at the Alpine Inn near Anaheim, near Disney, so that was a lot of fun. And that was my room situation. While Emily was some other hotel in that area. There's a big block of hotels.
Okay, so I'm assuming you planned to meet up then.
Yes.
So, but you planned to meet up for a pregnancy test. So what happened with this?
You gotta do it together.
Interaction where you took her.
Has nobody seen Juno? We all know how this goes. All right, come on. We know this is not good, guys. This is not good.
Or bathroom. I think she's mentioned something about a basement.
Yeah, she claimed that. So we met up at a hotel on. I'm pretty sure it was Thursday or Friday. It was a 2-day con. I think it was a Friday Saturday convention. So it was either Thursday. It was the day before the convention, and we met up. There was like this not basement, but this lower level at this nice Hilton hotel. I'm pretty sure it was a Hilton. It was a nice hotel.
Oh, a Hilton. Very
nice.
nice.
Meeting up with there, we hugged. And again, just niceties. You know, I definitely felt this anxiety just waiting. So I want to know the answer is the main thing. And at that point, I wasn't angry at Emily. You know, I'm not angry at her. I was confused that she wouldn't do a pregnancy test, but I'm like, let's just, now we're here together. And we're asking her. We start walking to the hotel, by the way, just catching up. And we went down to like this gym floor, and we sat down on this bench, and she was leaning her head against me. And I remember being like, can we do the pregnancy test? Because my anxiety was in the better of me, where I'm like, I would. This is nice hanging out with a pretty girl, but like I still want to find out.
But still, I don't want to.
I'm not ready for that. Like,
oh my god.
Just hang out.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, okay.
Oh my god. Hey, can we do the pregnancy test? I don't want to be I don't want to be baby trapped. I'm just not ready. Oh my god, she's insane. She's fucking insane. She is fucking insane.
I guess it can wait till.
Juno also taught me that babies have fingernails, so terrifying thought, guys. Terrifying thought, okay? If that isn't enough to scare you out of pregnancy, I don't know what is. Fingernails. Ugh.
Into the convention, and her resting her head against me turned flirty, and just her and I start kissing, and then she grabs my hand and we stand up, and we both mutually walk to the bathroom, and it was empty. The entire floor was completely
in the
empty.
bathroom, bro.
There was like some people in the gym.
God,
that was a big gym, but we went into the bathroom, and she did that for me because she wanted to take the edge off for me.
Take the edge off.
We did that. And
disgusting.
It felt like we're in a bathroom. If someone walks in, like before, what if someone walks in and my anxiety's in the better of me, in tandem with knowing that there's also the anxiety of waiting for this pregnancy test. I was able to perform a bit better this time around, but yeah, it was again a mutual hookup. That was always the energy, always through consent, always through just us talking, vibing, picking up, just like body language as far as her kissing me, touching me, and me reciprocating. So that was that. And again, I see it as we were still friends with benefits, even though we're waiting for this. I wanted to answer for this question, but we're still friends with benefits.
We're friends with benefits. We're going to put 2 buns in the oven. Saberspark, come on. Devil vagina magic. Oh my god, this is nuts. This is nuts. It's even worse than I thought. This is manipulative, vindictive, Machiavellian levels of woman behavior. This is crazy. I have the worst anxiety that I've ever experienced in my life. I'm scared, that she's pregnant and I don't want to be a dad. And then it's like, but she still let me hit it. It's like, oh my god, she's the manipulator in this situation. She's trying to baby trap him. This is crazy.
So I believe her claim was, you pushed her into an elevator and were quite aggressive with her and hurt her. So none of that really occurred, or because I
never was aggressive.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Isaki Kentai donatet $5 through Superchat. Jo insulat abutzat mi del motet gi indicall is falsi from diu block. Let's go we know him.
Hazaki, we are not acknowledging OpBlock because Psy rated OpBlock, so we're boycotting OpBlock and Psy right now, but thank you for the $5 nonetheless. Everybody witness.
And I never hurt her. I don't recall the elevator. I don't know why we would go up and go back down. I do know the bathroom was on the bottom floor, but no, I was never aggressive or pushing her or shoving her.
So I believe, again, this is her claim. We met in a public space, but no one was around and we talked for a while. He kept bringing up prospects of a starting relationship, but how it felt wrong. He grabbed my hand saying how it felt so right. I need to push my head away saying, but so wrong. Is there any sort of reference there that you can think of as to why she'd say something like that?
Because she's crazy.
I don't recall. I don't remember us even talking about being in a relationship.
I play the fifth.
There was the talk about, like, okay, what happens if she is pregnant, which is like I would stay by her side, because I'm not gonna.
So honorable.
That's potentially my kid, so I wasn't going to like abandon her. But as far as like it feels wrong, it feels right, it feels wrong, no. I was seeing this with eyes wide open of how deathly serious this is if she's pregnant. Which
deathly serious. Oh wow.
So I mean, like her original claim is going to a more public space around others and went to an elevator to go to the lobby of the PonyCon hotel. So was this that? So this isn't the PonyCon hotel, and it's the day before the con anyway. Is what you're telling me?
Yeah, because the convention was held at the hotel.
Okay. People were present. She felt embarrassed, and guided me towards the stairs to go back down to where we were, just into a men's restroom, where he pulled his pants down and guided my hands and head towards performing oral sex on him. So I mean, so your account of this is actually she was more kind of trying to guide you in that way.
I wouldn't say it was mutual. I'm not saying that I'm not saying like, oh, it was just her. I was innocent and she grabbed me and shoved me into the no. It was again us sitting on this bench.
You've heard of Uno reverse. Get ready for rape reverse. Come on, Saberspark. Oh my god, this is. I'm glad I decided to wait to watch this with you guys. This is interesting.
Nearby, her laying her head on me, her and I start kissing, and then we both mutually, went to the bathroom where we did some more kissing, which led to other things.
Okay. Are there any other sexual interactions between you two?
That's it.
One part of these interactions, which has always struck me as quite odd, is that Emily is incredibly vague or outright dismissive of any further interactions between the two of them, presenting herself as instantly disgusted and just wanting to escape the clutches of Saberspark. We can find another example of this in her DMs with Mr. Enter, as he begins pressing her on what their interactions look like for the rest of the convention. Emily denies any further direct interactions, which is interesting, because EQLA was not some random event. It also contained the screening of the Brony documentary involving John Delancey, which feels like something Emily would remember, especially because there is another interaction between the two of them with witnesses. So, after that happened, after the bathroom, what happens then?
So, that was another Betsy convention. That was the one where they were showing the premiere of the Brony documentary from John Delancey and Michael Brokoff, which was a big deal at the time. So it was a big old crowdfunding thing.
Deal.
It was a work in progress screening. And also the convention was busy, just running around to different panels, also doing more interviews and being involved with the Everfree radio guys. I'd see her at the convention, and she would text me wanting to hang out, but again, just I was too busy. I was booked the entire time through. And the only time I can really recall seeing her was when we left. It was in downtown Disney, is where this movie was being screened, the cut of the Brony documentary. I remember going there with AC Race Best and with Paleo and a handful of other folks. I remember Hot Diggity Demon was also in the audience.
Hot Diggity Demon.
Watching the cut of the documentary because it wasn't that good. I digress.
My favorite
when
creator.
we walked out of the theater screening, we were all very, being very critical, very opinionated. And I remember looking to the side, and I saw Emily like leaning against the wall with her friend Sandra, and it's almost like Emily was waiting for me to come out because then she saw me, and then she looked forward and she started to pass out. I don't know if she was pretending or not, but she started to pass out. And be like,
so she's insane.
Like,
okay.
I'm a lifeguard, so I know some first aid. And I walked up over to her.
I'm a lifeguard.
Race was best, and we're just gonna get some water. You okay? And Sandra's like, I need you all to stay here with her. She can't be alone. And ultimately,
she fake passed. Oh my god. Oh my god, something wicked this way comes. And it's a white woman. Who would have guessed she fake passed out? Dude, these are the kinds of people that they make catfish episodes about. This is nuts. Oh my god. Wow. What a great day, guys.
I can't recall. I think we actually called one of the Disney people came over to actually help out because they're like, hey, we actually have like first aid people. But ultimately, we didn't stay around for too long because someone else intervened to help out Emily and Sandra. And then we, were on our way. I remember texting her, like, let me know if you're okay. But we had to get going because we had other, arrangement we had to take off too. But I do remember her wait. It's almost like she looked fine. Is my recollection when I walked out the door. And then when she saw me, she started acting like she had a heat stroke or something.
Oh my god, dude, that's like people who lie about having cancer when you try and break up with them, right? It's like, oh, I don't think that it's working anymore. I think that we should see other people. That's crazy because I literally just got my cancer diagnosis from the doctor. You're gonna leave a cancer patient? Curious. That is deranged levels of psychopathy, dude. Oh my god. I don't have words. This is delicious. This is scrumptious. This is the best meal I've ever had.
And again, I don't want to say acting. I don't know, but it was. I remember her looking and then seeing me and then falling to the ground. Not falling to the ground, but leaning against the wall and sliding down until her bottom hit the ground.
At least commit to the bit, you fucking pussy. Throw yourself on the ground and thrash around. Come on. If you're gonna fake a pass out or fake a seizure, commit. What is this? We're half-assing. Come on. Even Trisha Paytas commits better than this. Oh, pathetic.
And her friend Sandra being very panicked, and us being there for her for, we were there for, a good handful of minutes, just getting her water and dabbing her head and stuff, making sure she's fine. And she was fine, but then it was more of a, you all need to stay here with her. And that's when I'm like, is this a trick to, pity us into this? I don't know. To this day, I still don't know what happened. It was odd, but yeah, the more I think about it, Disney had people on Main Street who were like, we can help out. And we disengaged after that.
And now,
Good for
hopefully,
him.
you have a full picture of what these events look like from Saber's perspective. What we're going to be going on to next is the aftermath, because Emily has not been honest about what their friendship looked like in any way. And these text messages paint a pretty clear picture of both that ongoing relationship and her actual issues with Saberspark. And most importantly of all, I think they give us answers as to why these accusations against him started in the first place. But before that, I do want to tie up just a couple of loose ends in Saber's story, just so we've sort of cleared the board.
I suppose to finish the story of the pregnancy scare, how did that kind of work itself out?
Into the convention on a Sunday, I remember going over to her hotel, being like, we have to get this test. Like, I need to know the answer before I head home, just so I can know what's going on. And I walked over to a Target across the street. I got the pregnancy test, came back, and I'm like, please, can you take this? And she goes, okay, because it was time's up. And she said, okay, I'll do it. And she took it, and it was negative. And I remember afterwards.
And that's when you're like, see ya, bitch. Like, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Later, Gator. It was so good spending time with you, girly pop. I will see you never. Oh, my God.
I was like almost dumbstruck with relief. And at that point, I started to form this opinion in my head where I'm like, did she just baby scare me to keep me in her life?
Yes.
And that was the emotion surging through my head along with relief. And I remember her being like, can we please, keep talking? Can we still be friends? I don't want this to be the end of us. Are you angry at me? And I'm like, no, we're good. To which ultimately I was like so scared afterwards that I started to pull away from her for the next few months. And until I unfollowed her on Twitter at the end of the year, and that created another spiral of her getting angry at me.
So if this was, you say you pulled away from her for the next few months, but because I've seen your DMs with her. Yep. So if you pulled away from her, it wouldn't be for months, Saber.
Not months. I would say. I'd say November. No, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm getting my the increments wrong. But I would say for the rest of November, we'd still text, but I was a lot more reclusive for replying. A lot, not nearly as enthusiastically, communicative. I would say. He
was not giving enthusiastic consent.
Also, it was Christmas time too. We were getting close into the year, and also me working on my documentary with Paleo and I was focusing on that. So just didn't have much time. I didn't talk to her as much. But we still talked. We still talk to each other, just not as much.
Now, before we get started, I'd like to remind you all that Emily has claimed that she was uncomfortable with this relationship right from the start, that she phoned a friend to tell them that Saberspark had in some way sexually assaulted her. So it seems pretty weird that during the time period where she says that she was pulling away and wanted nothing to do with him, that she'd get so upset with him for
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Adrián Perchman donatet $1 amb 99 centaus trucs superchat. Diu Brock Falgi.
Not that guy. We hate that guy. Just kidding. Thank you very much for the $1.99. Everybody witness. Oh my God. This is just deranged. I feel like all of the warning signs were there. If you have somebody that goes on Dr. Phil and wants to be a teen mom, I think the alarm bell should be blaring a little bit. We should be investigating what the actual fuck are you talking about right now. That's a good time to take pause. That is a good time to take pause. And I think it's crazy. And I gotta bring it back because you guys know that I love to be a hater. How the fuck did Kim Possible, how did she not verify or look into any of this shit? Obviously she did not have the screenshots that were available to her from Saberspark, right? He found these after the fact or whatever the fuck. But what the actual fuck? How could you throw your body weight behind this? How could you not ask one or two questions about this? Because this shit stinks, dude. This shit fucking reeks. You got somebody who was on Dr. Phil because she wanted to be a teen mom so fucking bad, a star fucker, and you didn't even think to ask 2 or 3 questions. Insane. I can't believe it. I can't believe that we got all the way to this fucking point with all of this. It's fucking crazy. No, you're right. It's because she had a grudge and she, wanted to believe absolutely anything that was negative about Saberspark. It didn't matter. She could have had her eyes closed, right? As long as somebody was accusing him of something, she was willing to support it. I understand that. But it's Jesus Christ, you walked into a fucking minefield and you didn't even try to check. You didn't even try. It's incredible. It's fucking amazing.
I'm following her on Twitter, and I know this sounds minor, but I promise you, this is a theme. Because
what's up? Oh, are you just coming to sit here? Will you do me a big favor? Will you get me another Mountain Dew? Please. I'm so thirsty. I'm parched. Can I please have another Mountain Dew? I would really like a Mountain Dew. The faster that I rehydrate, the faster I can finish this video, and then I can spend time with my wife. But I'm just so thirsty. Thank you. I would be dead in a ditch without you. You're so thoughtful. I'm doing my Lio cosplay. Sai, shut the fuck up. This is my Lio convoy cosplay. I need a Mountain Dew. Can you please serve it to me in my special chalice? Can I please get it in my special lion chalice? Please. Please. Sorry. I'm just whoa, what is that attitude about right there? You almost broke your leg?
Yes, I stepped here wrong.
Wow, this is the
Malcolm
most
has
precious
all the
Mountain
IQ
Dew.
of a baked potato, so no,
me.
I don't think so.
Cinta RSILOR donatet $2 truc superchat. Adding into work. Cat di crashuut la té. 3.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Sai donatet $10 truc superchat. Funds for
sure they do.
King Lion Mask.
Double witness, thank you guys. You missed it earlier. I said if Lio ever finds gloves that don't cut off the circulation to his finger and he wants to talk on stream, I would get the lion mask off of Amazon because I think it's fucking hilarious. I think that I would look so hot in that lion mask, you guys. I would look so good in it. I would look a lot better than he does. But like I said, I will throw down $50 for a push-up competition. I want to see Lio do all real push-ups. We're not doing girl push-ups. We're doing real fucking push-ups. $50 on that. If he ever decides that physical exercise isn't the devil. That's always on the table. And my wife is fine. She just didn't see how many stairs there were, even though it's the same number of stairs that have always been there. You stepped on it wrong and you hurt yourself. Is this a cry for help? I obviously care a lot that you hurt your ankle. Are you okay? You're not okay? What do you need from me? Okay, well, after I'm done with this, okay? You gotta be, patience is a virtue, okay? We have to be godly and be patient. Or a dishwasher, yeah. Yeah, I know. Alright, let's continue, now that we're done yapping.
Because, yes, that's how these interactions begin. On December the 18th, Emily would message Saber, "Why did you unfollow me? Stephen, I want you to be honest with me. It's making my heart ache, thinking you are mad at me to the point where you unfollow me." Saber would explain that he'd unfollowed her because she tweeted a lot and he found this to be pretty annoying. But while Saber has told me this is actually pretty much the truth, Saber's testimony actually just gives us way more context of the fact that he'd essentially ghosted her. And it seems that unfollowing her on Twitter may have been the straw that broke the camel's back. And Saber would relent and refollow her. Though, to be completely fair to Emily...
You guys, this is crazy. You know how we just watched that Leadhead video about Tyler, the Creator, and how Tyler, the Creator wrote all those songs about Leadhead's life? It was really beautiful and moving and powerful. Knife Party actually wrote the song Internet Friends about Saberspark. Did you guys know that? It's true. It's 100% correct. If you don't believe me, get on your current listening device right now and look up the song Internet Friends by Knife Party and listen to a little bit of it. It's actually very, very powerful. It'll change your life.
I'd be pretty fucking annoyed too, because this only lasted a couple of hours before he once again unfollowed her, with her saying, "I've only tweeted 2 times within the past few hours, what is going on?" And here we find Saber being honest. "Because I want to avoid drama. I feel like you are latching onto me and I need space. Sorry, Em, I need this for the time being until the doc is done."
Oh wow, a mature response.
It is
crazy.
Kind of fucking wild to me to look through these messages and find exactly the same grievances that made me suspicious of her 2025 statement, reiterated by Emily in both 2012 and 2013. On Saber's side, he seems well aware of what the issues are because he apologizes in December and then again in February. And Emily accepts this apology, fully bringing Saberspark back into her life and working to repair the relationship. Again, this shoots some holes in her narrative. Quite significant holes, I'd argue. But it seems like I was pretty bang on the money back on May the 2nd when I started looking into it. It's also probably worth a quick bit of context as to why Saberspark would apologize to Emily in February in the first place. Because this wasn't just Saberspark randomly trying to hook up with a girl who he had a previous relationship
Malcolm
with.
has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Oh, thank you very much, Miss Jasmine.
$2 truc superchat. Fo MRS. Malcolm's dishwasher fan. Ulkean.
Yes, thank you for the $2. That's going right to the dishwasher fund. Everybody witness. Hang on. I'm gonna switch this to. Is my speaker plugged in? No, fuck. That's okay. I'll show it to you later. You'll think it's funny.
Because Saberspark was trying to keep the peace at conventions, which were getting a little bit awkward. Let's move forward to February. Because the first time I saw these, obviously, I saw them only with days and at times. I didn't see them with dates. And I was surprised to see that, I mean, you message her out the blue, hey, I won't take too much of your time. I just wanted to say sorry. Sorry for how I treated you. Sorry for going silent for months and not chatting with you. It is my fault. I got scared and ran away and I left you behind. I was a bad friend, so I just want to apologize. I'm not expecting you to be kind of talk to me again at this con or ever, and that is fair. And, you know, it continues on, much to this degree. I mean, why message her out the blue?
We were at a convention in Vegas called Las Pegasus. She was there. I was there. There was even vlog.
Dude, kill whoever names these conventions. Kill them. Kill them. Kill them. Dude, oh my fucking god. I can't think of a worse fate than being a brony. I really can't. I really can't. Please. Oh, there's still. I don't want to watch any more of this. I'm so upset.
Footage that backs that up. And at the time, I believe she was starting to date Solrak. And I would see them together at the convention, at the concert floor at the vendor hall. And I could feel the tension, the awkwardness between me and Emily, where I would see her, and she would shoot daggers at me, just glare at me, and then walk away and grab, Solrak in his arm and bring him with her. And the main thing to me was how awkward it felt, because we still shared the same group of friends as far as like convention friends go. Final Draft, AC Race Best, Solrak, Paleo, a lot of people. And the last thing I wanted was there to be any awkward tension with all of us hanging out. I'm a bit of a peacemaker. I don't like, I don't like...
wow, he's an empath.
Just don't like
powerful
tension. I don't like that feeling. So I thought, it wasn't right of me to ghost her and don't follow her and to just drop her like that so unceremoniously. I owe her an apology for not being a good friend. Yeah, we didn't work out as friends with benefits or anything else, but that doesn't mean we still can't be friends. And that's why I reached out to her, especially for the sake of just having, a peace, coming to an accord for all the friends, because we all hang out at these conventions. And that's why I reached out and apologized, was for ghosting her, and then she forgave me.
Having forgiven Saberspark.
I can't. He won't come here. He doesn't. Come here. Come here. I'm here. Not you. You. Come here. It's time to be quiet.
Saberspark on the condition that there's no more messing around because she's now dating Solrak, once again highlighting her core issue. By February the 25th of 2013, they were once again, continuing our theme, following each other on Twitter. It is worth noting here that they were also communicating at this time over Skype, with text messages appearing to be a secondary mode of communication. But the next major piece of evidence of how highly Emily thought of Saberspark would come to us on April the 23rd of that year, when Emily asks, "Can I have some advice?" Now, I don't know about you, but if it were me, and I believe somebody had sexually assaulted me, I probably wouldn't be coming to that person for relationship advice. But unbelievably, Emily comes to Saberspark for advice on her breakup with Solrak. I'm not kidding here. Emily had broken up with Solrak because Solrak's father disapproved of his 18-year-old son getting together with a single mother who was quite clearly looking for a...
Well, I mean, that sounds like good parenting right there, personally. But, I mean, yes, Britt is correct. It's like, oh, this didn't get me what I wanted. I know, go-go gadget rape discourse. Like, that's literally what happened. You just can't trust women. You just can't do it. You just can't do it. I'm sure that there's some of them, I'm sure, are fine people. But generally speaking, wow. Wow, guys. Wow. This is terrible.
Father for her daughter. And this is a really interesting through line when you consider what had just happened to Saberspark regarding the pregnancy scare. This is somebody who, is currently accusing you of being their rapist. And also, but even without that, they're your ex-friends with benefits who you're pulling away from. Why are they coming to you about relationship stuff?
You got me.
Because she's thirsty.
Surprised.
She's thirsty.
Maybe it's because, we had a fling, I guess.
She needs some water.
Benefits, and maybe that, in a way, allowed her to confide in me. I didn't feel super close. I was a little bit surprised, but I gave her advice, which was the advice I was giving myself in relation to her, which was, you can't take care of someone until you can take care of yourself.
Now, we'll come back
that's
to this,
a strong
because
message.
Emily's breakup with Solrak is incredibly key to this entire story.
Oh, I bet it's messy.
But I want to just highlight
so
the fact that these two were clearly pretty good friends at this point, right? In fact, through the middle of May...
Look at how tiny that little iPhone is. A 2013 iPhone. Oh my god.
Hey, they'd be discussing the conventions they were planning to go to, and interestingly enough, Emily actually brings up EQLA, which, as you'll remember, is one of the cons she claims Saber assaulted her at. She doesn't describe it that way, though, saying that EQLA was one of her favorites. Now, as the conversation moves on, we actually see that Saber's pretty comfortable in asking questions about their friends with benefit thing that they had, and Emily doesn't seem to have any issues. It appears that the mention of EQLA prompted Saberspark to ask some questions about their former engagements. and he starts by asking Emily whether she ever told him
Pondering.
what he
That's
took
what
out the
I
hookups.
do.
Emily responds that
Ha ha ha. I do that. I too ponder. Wow, he's just like me. That's crazy.
while she never told anyone they had sex, referring to it as their secret, she did tell Sondra and Solrak that Saberspark sort of messed with her feelings. Once again, whether it is 5 months after they stopped seeing each other or 13 years later, she's still talking about this with the same language. Next, Saberspark would ask her, so was I good in bed or no? And interestingly, here Emily says, I thought I already told you, yes.
Never sex. It's so fucking... This is so degenerate. This is so fucking degenerate. I'm not even kidding. I would rather die than have this happen. I'd rather die than have this happen. Like, we're gonna read out all of your cringy sex from 15 years ago. Kill me instead. Kill me. What do you mean? This is crazy, dude. Oh my god.
Now look, at this point, we've all heard the story, and we all know that that's not true. But what's important about this comment is the fact that Emily is alluding to previously having discussed it with Saberspark. And that shoots another quite significant hole in her narrative. Emily paints a picture of distance to Saberspark, that their engagements came as a surprise to her and were not discussed afterwards. But if she is here saying, I've already told you this, then that would obviously indicate wider conversations about their friends with benefits relationship. In a myriad of ways, this comment and the conversation both before and after it validate Saberspark's testimony. Because despite Emily's claim that she was disgusted by the whole thing and had already gone off Saber, this conversation is far from one-sided. If, as Emily claims, she was disgusted and traumatized by her engagements with Saberspark, she certainly doesn't show it here. The next part of the conversation involves Saber asking about a guy named Eddie and whether they're an item, and after she says no, Saber also compliments one of her cosplays. But what happens next is perhaps the most interesting part.
The most
now,
interesting.
Look, I'm happy to accept the argument that maybe this was a deeply traumatizing conversation to Emily, and she was just unable to verbalize it to her quote-unquote abuser at the time. But what happens next is much harder to defend, because Emily messages Saberspark at 10 o'clock at night, asking him to entertain her.
And then the 69 messages. Oh my god. Euthanize me. I still want to know why is there a banana for 69ing? Is this like something that I don't know about? Like, what does the banana do? What does the banana do for 69ing? I don't understand. I really don't understand. Why is there a banana, bro? Bro, please, why is there a banana?
This is the same day, by the way, so she can't have been made that uncomfortable by that conversation. What follows is a fairly flirtatious little chat while they play a game about guessing numbers. The message after this is on the 17th, where she messages him at 3:30 in the morning saying, Saber, I can't sleep. Even if you don't want to call these conversations flirtatious, this is somebody that Emily claims that at the time she recognized as her rapist. It makes no sense for her to be messaging him like this. And these messages don't even have responses. In fact, the last text message would be on June the 1st when Emily asks, what did I do this time? Because, and I told you it would be a thing, Saberspark
you were an adulterous
whore. At this point, this video is basically complete. I'm just in the final stages of editing a few things and tidying stuff up. But
there's fucking 30 minutes left of it, Beckett. Oh my god. Oh my god. These fucking colonizers. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It's always the British, isn't it? It's always the British. This is insufferable. Insufferable! God.
Wouldn't you know it, last night I ended up on a 2-hour call with Emily. This was largely off the record, except for a statement which we're going to go over in a second. That being said, I have gone backwards and forwards asking myself whether that conversation significantly moves any of my...
Yeah, Beckett is such a little fucking slut. What is this? Button your shirt up, you fucking hoe. Oh my god, he's just as bad as her.
...positions or analysis, and not really. Part of the problem is that, intentionally or otherwise, knowingly or not, Emily can be quite manipulative, making it very difficult for me to trust her based purely on testimony. However, I do think that the upcoming section talking about Emily's wider interactions with people when discussing, say, traumatic events needs a bit of reworking, even if the overall findings and my...
Yeah, that's a tattoo. I don't know what it is. I bet it's something gay.
The overall position remains consistent. This statement is a more clarified version of a general part of the conversation we had on our call with each other. And in reference to the existence of these text messages and their contents, Emily states, people-pleasing is a strong, unhealthy habit I had engaged in for years, and there were no exceptions to this, even when it came to engaging with people who have hurt me or put me in non-consensual situations. While I felt and...
Beckett, put your tits away. I'm trying to watch the video. I can't concentrate when your tits are out.
Still feel within my right to feel uncomfortable with Saber's conduct in person, I did not wish to make my discomfort known to him, and only at a later point express my feelings towards having my emotions toyed with, as that is a much easier discussion to have over being open to him about my lack of consent in both sexual occurrences. Telling people that is not easy, which is why I pretended that everything was fine. As I stated in my testimony, I said what I could to maintain this mindset, that everything was fine because I didn't want conflict at the time because of my people-pleasing tendencies and fear of conflict with him. Even in other sexual assault encounters with others unrelated to Saber, and the other party acknowledging I didn't consent and how it was wrong, I would still claim I was fine and that the other party did nothing wrong because of how hard it was for me to confront the reality.
Well, let's be super real though, because there's a difference between like fawning or like people pleasing and manipulating a situation to get what you want. Because like the fawn response is like a legitimate thing, right? Like some people are like, oh, I don't want to piss this person off, so I'm just going to pretend everything is fine. And you know, I was like super into it or whatever. That's something that happens. That's like not out of the ordinary or anything like that. But like the messages that exist show that she was like intentionally fucking manipulating him and trying to like fucking baby trap him. Like the fake fainting, the I'm fucking pregnant but I'm not gonna take a pregnancy test until you're here because I'm scared or whatever the fuck. And then, you know, trying to fuck him again after the pregnancy scare because she really wanted to get knocked up and have another fucking kid with another fucking person for some reason. Like, it is demonstrated that she is acting like, maybe not even necessarily intentionally, because I say it like all the time, like really manipulative people usually don't do it on purpose. They're usually just like, oh, this works. Like, I don't think that, you know, the person that's like, oh, you're breaking up with me, that's crazy, I have cancer. I don't think they like make this conscious decision always to do that. They're just like, oh, I bet this will work, and they just kind of do it. Like, kind of like firing from the hip, like throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks. But it's like, even if it's not intentional, it is malicious because she's trying to like trap him into the relationship either by having like a health scare or like being raped or whatever it may be. It's just like, yeah, it's true. Like the fawn response is a thing. And you can like try to people please because you don't want to have somebody be mad at you or whatever. But it's very obvious that like the I don't want him to be mad at me, quote unquote, is wrapped up in like I don't want him to not want to be with me. Right? Like, come on.
Of being assaulted and having to tell that person directly. I reached out to him after being unfollowed because of my anxiety tendencies and worried that I did something wrong, despite the fact that I felt he had wronged me. I still pulled away from him emotionally as time went on and would later try to avoid him altogether in person out of fear of another sexual encounter I would have to pretend was okay. Despite him unfollowing me, he would still interact with me at conventions briefly and respectfully. This still caused me anxiety. At no point were these sexual encounters planned or agreed upon. I just acted like it was okay after the occurrence already happened. Both occasions happened extremely abruptly and were very intense. I am still working through the process of healing and overall processing the trauma I have endured with sexual assault abuse, overall as I have experienced it since childhood. I haven't really been equipped to deal with these things, and honestly, I don't think anyone knows how to handle them entirely. I especially have a difficult relationship with this, and am beginning the process of working through these things along with unlearning habits I learned as a child, like fawning in order to survive. My recollection of the two sexual occurrences still stand because it's hard to forget them, especially the occurrence in the elevator. Now that we have this statement, the question I have to ask is, does it really address the text messages? And I should be clear that I didn't show Emily the text messages, though we did discuss them at length, including their contents. If I'm being completely
fuck! Oh my god! Ugh, this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted everybody to do to fucking jar. Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm freaking out! I'm crashing out! Oh my god! Yes! This is what. This is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. I love when you have secret information and you let a bitch lie, knowing the truth of the situation. Oh my god, it's like art. It's like watching Da Vinci paint the Mona Lisa. Oh my god, this is like the best day of my life, you guys. You have no fucking idea. I love this shit. I love it. Yes, she's a lying whore. You know that she's lying. Don't let her know how much you know, though. See how much she'll lie. Oh my god. Oh, I feel so evil right now. I feel so powerful. Yes. Yes. Get her. Yes. Oh, this is what I've been waiting for. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. It was well worth the wait to watch the white women suffer. Eternal bliss.
Really honest with myself and with you. I don't really think so. Emily saying that she is a people pleaser is one thing, and to be clear, having spoken to her, I do think there is probably some truth to that statement, but we have to consider this against the fact that she was going to Saberspark for relationship advice, and if Emily is claiming that any and all interactions with Saberspark were causing her anxiety, including the ones where he was respectful, I have to question why she was messaging him at 3:30 in the morning. There is also a clear inconsistency.
Yeah, okay, Jar. I need sleepy time calls because I take Press Street Adderall. I need sleepy time calls, you guys. I'm addicted. I'm neurodivergent and a minor. I need somebody to talk to when I go to sleep at night. This was worth the wait. This was worth the wait. Yes. Yes!
See here with the fact that Emily is still stating she was pulling away from Saber, but again, it's Saber clear.
You're right, I'm so sorry. It's the auto rule. I'm so sorry. That's right. My bad, guys.
Clearly in the messages pulling away from her, so I don't understand why she'd try and rekindle or reinvigorate that relationship if her intention is distance. This statement may also create another unexpected issue when trusting Emily's testimony. Her statement that she did not wish to make her discomfort known to Saberspark may, on some level, indicate that if she was uncomfortable at the time, he would have no way to know this. Especially considering the fact that—
Well, and then if he did make her uncomfortable, how the fuck is he supposed to know that? Do you think he has, like, ESP? He has ESPN or something? Like, how the fuck would he know? And it's not his fault if he doesn't know, because he's not doing anything egregious, right? It would be different if he was, like, spamming dick pics and shit. It's like, okay, well, maybe take the hint, you know what I mean? But he's not doing anything, and she hasn't said anything about it. They had, like, multiple sexual encounters, and nothing crazy happened, and she was still, like, trying to baby trap him long after. Like, how the fuck was he supposed to know? He's a mind reader?
that if this statement is to be believed, then regardless of what occurred between them, Emily would have positively affirmed him afterwards. It also brings up the question of when that affirmation or people-pleasing kicked in, because Saberspark's testimony is that both of these were consensual and mutual.
Please tell me that you get the Mean Girls reference. Are you guys really acting like I'm that stupid? It's obviously a Mean Girls reference. I know it's ESP. In Mean Girls, she says ESPN. Hello? Anybody? Is Mean Girls just not a cult classic anymore? Like, what the fuck? What'd you say? They're too young? Apparently, Jesus Christ. It's ESP. I know. I know, asshole. That's half the joke. I hate you guys so much.
Hookups.
Thank you, Forest Fire Thunder. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Emily is the sort of person who will put herself in positions where she is uncomfortable just to make another person happy. This leaves open the very real possibility that Saber
Forest Fire, you're the only person that really truly understands me. Thank you for being here. You make me feel safe.
Was seeking consent in these interactions, which Emily may have reacted to positively despite her own personal feelings. This is, of course, me theory crafting. Once again, I wasn't in the room and can never be sure either way. But I am, at this point, just trying to be charitable, because if Saber is innocent, these allegations having their origin point rooted, not in malice, but rather in Emily's inability to effectively communicate her feelings to the people she's engaging with, is certainly a much kinder picture to paint of her and her actions. Though I do want to make one thing clear before we move on from this section, because it is relevant to what's coming up next. You'll notice the use of the word malice, and I'll remind you again that this section is being recorded when the rest of the video is already basically complete, because while Emily's original feelings in these interactions can only really be known to her, the evidence does heavily indicate that she has weaponized these allegations against Saberspark over time, and this statement from Emily does not account for those actions. Now we've perused these text messages and heard Emily's statement, we can get back to looking into the origins of these accusations, because that is a key question. When and why Emily began making the accusation is key to understanding, well, other mitigating factors which draw into question the validity of the claim. The first time I can verify that these allegations were made to anybody would have been at some point in early 2013, and I know what you're thinking. Beckett, if these allegations were being made so early, does that not lend some credence to the claim? And unfortunately, no, not really. Emily's relationship with Solrak is not straightforward. Now, I have heard multiple versions of how these allegations were first told to him, but because at least one of those versions is not on the record...
This looks like somebody that I went to college with. Weird. I don't like that.
I can't even begin to discuss it with you. What I will say, though, is if that version is the truth, in my opinion, I don't think it changes things very much. That said, the body of evidence indicates that Solrak would be told sometime around April or May 2013 in an attempt to salvage the relationship. Solrak has gone on the record to say that while he was attempting to break up with Emily, she did not take this particularly well.
I'm sure she didn't,
threatening to kill herself if he attempted to leave her.
No! Oh my god. Oh my god. I told you this bitch is fucking crazy. I fucking told you guys. I literally said, my voice is so fucking fried. I literally said, this bitch is fucking crazy. She's fucking crazy. Oh my god. Babe, I don't think it's working out between you and me. That's crazy because I'm gonna kill myself if you say that again. Oh my god. Put her in a fucking padded room and lock the door. Holy shit. Oh god. Oh my god. It just keeps getting better. Just when I'm like, oh, that was the craziest thing I've heard this entire fucking video. Nope, she does some other crazy shit. Oh my fucking god, bro. Holy shit. She's a hoe. She's a hoe. Who's got a bingo? Don't Smoke in Bed has a bingo. We just need like that she has cancer next. That's the next one that we need. Is that she has cancer. She's gonna fake having cancer. That's the next thing. Holy shit. Fuck me. Oh my god. Juicy, delicious, incredible, show-stopping, brilliant. Wow. This is everything I wanted it to be and more. Good job, Beckett. I hate white people a little bit less now.
For this reason, if the allegations were told to him at this time, it is completely reasonable to
Wow, and while we're on the topic, guys, there's actually a song about this exact situation. It's called Don't Trust Me, and it's like, don't trust a hoe, never trust a hoe. Very powerful stuff.
Read that action as a play for sympathy. Additionally, due to Emily's history, it's just not that much of a stretch to read these accusations being utilized in that way. Originally, this section heavily involved digging into Emily's history and patterns of behavior to help paint that wider picture. However, for a couple...
Oh my god, no. On a heart monitor for a few days. Don't ask. I hate a bitch like this. Like, people will post on Facebook and be like, in the hospital, don't really want to talk about it though. Bitch, yes you do. You do want to talk about it, otherwise you wouldn't fucking post it on Facebook. And then people are like, oh my god, Queen, are you okay? And it's like, it's really personal. I don't really feel like sharing. Literally, fuck you. Fuck you. I hate a bitch like this. I hate a bitch like this. Yes, you do want to talk about while you're in the hospital. Jessica, I know that you do. That's why you're posting it on your Snapchat story. You know, it's like you take like a picture of like a dark room and it's like, can't sleep, too sad, sad face. And then all the replies come flooding. It's like, oh my god, are you okay? And it's like, I don't want to talk about it. Literally, dude, fuck you. Oh my god. Wow. Wow. I feel like I'm like 17 again. I feel so young. Oh my god, bringing back the memories, you guys. Wow.
Couple of reasons, largely because of the conversation I had with Emily, I have decided to just omit that analysis. So rather, I will leave the topic of Solrak being informed on this single note. If Emily did tell him at this time, regardless of the context, the timeline here is damning, because it would mean that Emily was telling Solrak that Saberspark was abusive at the same time as actively engaging with Saberspark.
Oh my god, baby, you can't break up with me because there's an evil rapist out there trying to get me. Baby, please. Institutionalize this woman. Institutionalize this woman. She is not safe to be on the streets. You are not safe with her walking around outside.
And from the messages, seemingly flirting with him. Finally, though, there have been claims made that Saberspark would be confronted by Solrak at a convention in 2015 on this topic.
Was there anything that they particularly, without revealing too much?
Oh, look, it's this bitch. I hate this bitch too. Everybody witness. I hate her too. I hate everybody involved in this. Yes! Killer!
Was there anything that they said when they
draw and quarter the whore, guards?
told you this story that made you be like, oh yeah, no, this person's telling the truth, or?
There's a lot of things that make me feel like they are telling the truth. I think we discussed this before, but I had even heard, I forgot, but I had heard whispers of a conflict between Saber and their partner over time, at the time, over this. So
whispers,
but I didn't remember the context. I didn't know who
I couldn't remember
they were
the context
at all.
I don't recall.
So I've never met them in person to my recollection. But so when they came and they told the story, I was like, oh yeah, I vaguely remember hearing something like this.
But this doesn't actually appear to be true.
I vaguely remember hearing something about this, maybe in a past life. I don't know. I think it was revealed to me in a dream, maybe. I don't know. I don't really recall. Same.
Both Solrak and Saberspark deny this ever occurred, and let's be honest, I don't really trust KP as a reliable source.
True.
And speaking of reliable sources, you may remember that somebody by the name of Jessa came out to defend the allegations back in May. Jessa goes on to state that the details have not changed in 12 years.
I feel like this is a fake fucking account. Look at this. Look at this. This looks like a fake account. I don't know if you can see this very well, but this is obviously like, I don't know, maybe it's a real person. I don't know, but I would look at this and be like, oh, this is a fucking fake account.
Years. This is, of course, an absurd statement to make. I don't know about you, but I can't accurately remember what happened to me over a decade ago, let alone random stories I was told. So I'm being unfair to Jessa, and she is some kind of incredibly unique godchild with perfect recollection of events. Even if
she could be built different,
then it presents another problem. Because if the testimony has not changed at all in 12 years, if this is completely consistent, it would mean that Emily at the time was telling people she had cut contact with Saberspark and pulled away from him.
And that was a lie!
She would be knowingly telling people.
A liar!
More likely, though, that this story has morphed, and claims that it's remained consistent are frankly very difficult to believe. Fortunately, I can show to you that Jessa isn't just lying that she was informed about this accusation. Sadly, the wider context provided by that evidence.
Oh my god. Double the lie and give it to the next person? Oh my fucking god, let's go!
Changes this from something that could be potentially vindicating for Emily to something that's pretty damning, all things considered.
Oh, yes,
so let me walk you through this, because when I pieced this together, I honestly lost my fucking mind.
Oh my god, yes, bitch, take me with you.
In Ohio, which ran from the 31st of May to the 2nd of June, and Emily would talk about this with Lazy Bedhead over DMs. She says, around 2 AM, I told them what happened, which is, I'll be clear, a crazy specific time to remember Emily. But I completely believe her. In fact, I can evidence it to you. Because if we go back to the final message Emily sent to Saberspark after he unfollowed her on...
Oh my god! He didn't respond to her and she was like, that's it! I'm accusing him of rape! Holy shit! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Twitter, the timestamp is 1:45 AM.
Oh my god!
The actual series of events that took place were Emily notices in the early hours of the morning that Saberspark has unfollowed her on Twitter. In response to this, she DMs him.
Mr. Mollusk! Mr. Mollusk! You predicted the future! Mr. Mollusk! Go gadget! Rape accusations! Holy shit! He's a prophet! He's a prophet! He's a visionary! Mr. Mollusk, oh my god, you're so vindicated, holy shit!
Him demanding some form of explanation. When she doesn't receive a message back, she then turns to the room and in some kind of potential blind rage at this rejection, announces to everyone that Saberspark is a rapist. And
Holy
this is why
shit.
Jessa's testimony of being told isn't really a defense, because the reason Emily told Jessa and the other people in that room is because she was angry at Saberspark for distancing himself from her, not in an honest moment.
Dude, so true. Do you ever get mad, like so mad at somebody, you're like, you know what? They raped. Do you ever get that mad? Anybody ever been so mad that you accuse somebody of raping? Holy shit! Holy shit! This is so good, you guys. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. This is even better than I could have hoped it was going to be. Holy shit!
Of vulnerability. If we needed further evidence that Emily will utilize these accusations in moments of petty resentment, this is it. Aside from everything else, that feeling of scorn is so ingrained in her apparently that she can remember the exact hour over a decade later. The current iteration
because
of
she's
these
evil
are no exception to this pattern of weaponization by Emily every time she's slightly annoyed at Saberspark. And I know this is true because Emily tells us this. In her interview with Mr. Enter, her reasons for coming forward are not to get some kind of justice, they're because she is annoyed at Saberspark because of the Black Griffin drama. I know, we're all
No! 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 Every time that I hear the name Black Griffin, like, fucking 20 years gets taken off of my life. I have, like, 10 hours to live. Oh my god, Okay, we're almost done. It's fine. It's fine, I'll be fine.
Super shocked that it links back to that. I can hear you in the comment section already.
What was the decision to finally just, like, come out publicly about it? Like, just tell the mass internet and put it as a public information kind of thing?
During, like, the last, I don't know, couple of, I'm trying to think of how long it's been. Maybe...
Is that her voice?
maybe the last, like, 4 months or so. You know, the conversation has come up because of all of the stuff in relation to Black Griffin, because people will bring up that Saber has defended this and has, you know, I've seen all these comments that he's making about it. It's all on the level, you know, it's all cool, you know, because Claire
it's all cool.
doesn't understand that she has been groomed. It's fine, you know, it's all on the level. We're all good. And I'll be honest,
everyone is a stupid bitch except for me.
That triggered me and made me realize, you know, I wonder if that's just how my situation has been interpreted, because I didn't speak out, because I didn't sit there and say, no, get off of me, because I didn't, you know, have something to say about it. Is that just how I'm being interpreted? And that triggered me and upset me a lot. And so, you know, I was talking with my friend Amy about it because of all of the, you know,
I literally hate all these bitches that learn, like, therapy speak, and they're like, I feel unsafe, I feel triggered. No, why? About what? What do you mean? All I said was tapas. I said, do you want to get tapas? And they're like, I'm feeling unsafe, I'm feeling triggered. And I'm like, by tapas? What do you mean? What the fuck are you talking about right now? What the fuck are you talking about right now? What's going on? Dude, I could live my entire fucking life without ever hearing the name Black Griffin again. Literally. Literally, please end me.
Conversation with Saber being brought up recently, and I just couldn't deal with it, and I just started kind of spilling on how I felt about it. And it was Amy who then said, you know, have you ever thought about speaking up?
Well, well, well. Fancy seeing you here, Amy New. Now look, there's a full section on Amy.
Malcolm has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
FLY22 donatet $2 truc superchat. 2 extra hours of live restored.
Oh, thank you very much for giving me 2 extra hours of life. That's a perfect amount of time to smoke like 10 cigarettes. A witness, everybody. Wow, thank you so much. I think that I'm gonna live. Thank you so much for reinvigorating me.
In the first video, but she has maintained her innocence in all of this. Just a concerned friend. And that's bollocks. We know this both from Emily's testimony and from the fact that she is deeply involved with this little cabal going after Black Griffin.
The cabal.
More evidence of this? Here's
Ooh, nobody tell Ethel.
Screenshot of their group chat, which includes all of them.
She's being threatened with her own story of sexual abuse. I just don't know who else to reach out to. She probably hates him and is just being vindictive. Bonk said, if KP tries to villainize you, it will not work in her favor. She's oblivious to that. And then Sophie Scruggs says, what the fuck, I'm so sorry. I was working at the con and I'm just now saying this. Holy shit. Okay, so they're all in their little incestuous gay little group chats. Very cool. All this gay op shit is so lame, guys. It's so fucking stupid. Oh, well, in my group chat, we decided to sit on the lot. It's like, go outside. What the fuck are you guys doing right now? All these bitches are old as fuck. KP is like almost 40. I feel like every time I state her age, I make her older. Like next stream, she's going to be almost 50. All these bitches are old as fuck. Why are you guys acting like you're still in fucking high school? This is insane. I don't understand. Well, it's probably because some of them peaked in high school and never recovered. That's probably a big part of it now that I think about it. But nonetheless, it's like, oh my god, grow up.
Together, having a little plot about KP. Amy is
That's closer to 40 than it is to 20, Psy.
the person who pushed Emily to go to Bonk, and that only serves her interests. Actually, as a little additional thing, just because I thought it was interesting, Emily is actually the one who told Sophie to lock Brony Fando's accounts when he was threatening to throw himself off a bridge. This doesn't really matter at this point, I just thought it was funny. Irregardless,
Is this what Bonk was fucking crying about on Twitter when he was like, Beckett made fun of my suicide attempt? Is this what Bonk was talking about? That? Oh my god, cry me a river. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, dude. I want to be this unwell just for a little bit. Like, I want to have a minor inconvenience, or I want somebody to be mean to me, and then I want to be like, that's crazy that you said that mean and hurtful thing to me. I'm gonna kill myself now. And just like watch everybody be like, oh my god, like, no, what the fuck? Oh my god, you guys, you shouldn't have said that to Malcolm. What a blissful state of existence. Everybody who is mean to me is transphobic, evil, racist, misogynistic, misandrist. And anybody who says one mean thing about me is complicit in my act of suicide. It's like, I just want to be crazy and free like them. You know what I mean? I want to be crazy and free. That sounds great. Every minor inconvenience. Oh, I guess that's it, and it's your fault. Bliss.
used Scup as another potential defense of Emily's credibility. The fact that, not just in this instance, but in multiple other instances, Emily appears to be making these accusations with some other primary motivating factor as the reason. And this latest
because
of these accusations against Saberspark may...
She's making the accusations because she doesn't have a little baby Saberspark running around. That's all she wanted, was a little teeny tiny Saberspark to call her own. Because she's fucking unwell.
Actually be the most damning, because not only is she clearly involved with this group going after Black Griffin, we have no way to know when this association began. Certainly she's been friends with Amy for a significant period of time, but if her claims that this all began months ago are to be believed, it brings up the uncomfortable but very real possibility that her statement has been influenced by this group before release. And
yes, I've been saying this. Yes, I've been saying this.
To the statement for whatever needs to fit at the time, because she did just that when KP asked her to make changes.
Yes, say it, Beckett. These whores sat together in a group chat together and went, exactly, for hours on end, and they doctored a fucking rape allegation. Yes, that's exactly what happened. You're right, and you should say it.
From this section on Emily and the text messages, I want to leave on a slightly happier note. You see, I noticed something in this interview, and I have good news for Emily.
What do you want to happen, like, with Saberspark? Like, what was your end goal in sharing this? Were you just like, are you like on the whole like, let's
I want him to knock me up,
burn everything Saberspark made, or like, what's your like kind of end goal in this?
In all honesty, when it came to speaking out, there wasn't really a whole lot of one, apart from just
there it is.
Proving that I could actually.
There was no goal. I just wanted to accuse somebody of rape for fun. Oh, okay.
Speak up about something because, like I mentioned, I have a history of dealing with assault, and I have not been good about speaking up about it. And for me, more than
I wanted
anything,
validation.
It was just kind of a personal.
I wanted yes queens
saying no. I'm not okay with this.
I wanted everybody to love me.
Honestly, it's not anything to do with trying to hurt him. And
will you stop it? Will you squeak that out of this room?
Obviously, I acknowledge it does. You know, I don't really want to hurt anybody, but at the same time, honestly, when it came to like the story coming out, deep down, I just kind of had hoped, I mentioned I don't want him to reach out, but if he had emailed me and just gave me an apology of like, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that I had made you uncomfortable, that would have been a very healing thing to receive,
Leaving aside for a second her request that her alleged rapist email her an apology for making her feel uncomfortable, which sounds, let's be fair, completely fucking mental, I have good news. Emily did get her apologies back in 2012 and 20...
Oh, that's crazy. I want an apology. Oh, that's crazy. You literally got one. Unwell. This whole thing is just like a never waking nightmare. This is crazy.
2013 for what appears to be her genuine grievance of being ghosted by Saberspark. Now, hopefully we can draw a line under the whole of this and hear no more about it. Now, as promised, let's have a look at some of the more interesting things that have been happening over the last couple of weeks.
Yes.
As we've already talking about Amy New, let's start with her. This is going to be very brief, however.
Oh no, you guys, look at what I have right here. That's crazy. That's so weird. Hang on. Oh my god, look, we're twins. Oh my god, cute! What the fuck, you guys? Hey, babe. That's my Mountain Dew.
I don't know.
I love you. Thank you. Close the door, please. I love you. Sorry. Sorry about that. I was being domestically abused. Anyway, let's continue.
Because Amy isn't that interesting. But I do think it is worth noting that her husband seems to be facing allegations of his own. As she does.
Oh, what? Dude! Minors on the show legally had to have their parents with them, and the recording-based union laws. The room sometimes would be packed full of people who deleted his account. He allegedly told sex jokes to minors while recording. Oh my god, dude. May he who was without sin cast the first stone, apparently. Jesus fucking Christ.
To Twitter to valiantly defend his honor. Now, obviously, these are completely unsubstantiated. I just think it's funny to watch how the turntables. That being said, I am interested to see how her believe all victim stance would hold up if more serious accusations do end up dropping. Next in the lineup is, of course, Sophie Scruggs, and for those of you looking for a little bit of comeuppance, that does seem like a possibility in the near future, because it seems that Sophie has pissed off quite a lot of people, and while she's managed to distance herself somewhat successfully, it is worth noting that Sophie has one thing she cares about, which would be her continued involvement in conventions. While her participation isn't under any sort of direct threat, I did sit down with the con chair for Everfree Northwest.
Oh my god. Blast her ass, dude.
So, as time has moved on, obviously the fandom has grown, shifted, moved on. Currently, there's quite a bit of drama, and one of the people involved in that is Sophie Scruggs. Now, what is your relationship to Sophie?
Sophie, as far as my relationship directly with her, is not necessarily like, buddy, friend. It's more of a business relationship. She is a perennial vendor at our events. Someone who I associate with on a kind of a parallel axis where we attend multiple conventions at the same time, same places. She has, in more recent times, been involved with productions of professional media revolving around My Little Pony fandom, especially IDW and their comic covers and whatnot, and has recently been invited as a VIP guest of Everfree in that capacity last year as our 2024 event VIP list. But just more in generally, just as a perennial vendor and producer of content in the space, someone who I follow on social media as part of my duties of being informed of the goings on in the community. I like to keep tabs on everything being out there so that I can keep an informed view and know what's going on and know how to react to certain situations. And she's part of that as a major player in the social media spaces. She has a very strong voice in the community.
So with what's currently occurring, and my understanding is that Saberspark has been potentially disinvited from Everfree, is that correct?
Ooh.
I wouldn't go so far as to say disinvited, more of, reevaluated. And currently ongoing still. We're still...
That counts as damages. Ooh.
Continuity of different events going on in the fandom, the reactions that fans are having to this particular drama event. I know the relationship that Saber and his group of pals, including AC Race Best and other folks in the Bronies React group and other ancillary groups to that have had in the past has gone back since the very first Everfree back in 2012. It's been an ongoing relationship where practically every year they are invited as community guests. They provide a large portion of our programming of events at the show, multiple events per day, comprising many hours of community involvement at each year's show. So it goes back a long ways, and given recent drama and focus and attention on certain matters of great importance and great gravity, let's say this is a very serious
gravity
issue to be involving ourselves in. As a business, we have to evaluate how the fans are responding, reacting, involving themselves with these kind of things, so that we can help insulate both our fans at our show and our business and our view as far as how the fans view us as an entity. We pride ourselves at Everfree Northwest as being a family-friendly convention, and unlike many of the other Brony and Pony conventions out there, we try to keep a PG rating on all of our content, everything at the show. Keep it so that it's completely family-friendly. Any event can be attended by any age and shouldn't have any problems. And that's been a long-standing rule of ours since I became involved in management around the 2016, 2017.
Oh wow, very brave of him.
The show times.
Considering the fact that Sophie is involved in this sort of wider drama involving Black Griffin, their involvement with Bernie Fandon't, and their involvement with leveling unsubstantiated rape allegations against Saberspark, does that reevaluation extend to her as well?
In a way, it does muddy the waters, let's say, of our involvement, but in the sense that she is at current only being evaluated this year as a vendor, and we have many vendors of many different persuasions and beliefs. And
if this is gonna be like mega fucked, if they are like maintaining that Saberspark can't go to these fucking conventions, but these people can, that's pretty fucked up, I think. If that ends up being the way that this, plays out, that's fucked. That's actually incredibly fucked up. Sorry, I choked a little bit there as I was speaking. Wow, that's nuts. That's fucking nuts. We're reevaluating our relationship with Saberspark because he may have raped, but we're not really reevaluating the relationship with the person that falsely accused him or helped falsely accuse him. Oh. Cool.
and interests and whatnot, that doesn't necessarily reflect directly on our convention as having her as a longstanding vendor participant, so much as it does with Saber being an actual community guest invited to the convention by the convention and being a representative of our
Dude, that's
and,
fucked up.
and our different options for presenting to our fans and participants in the event. So there's a little bit of a differentiation. If we were evaluating Sophie again on the level of like VIP involvement and that kind of thing, it would probably be a much different story.
At the very least, I imagine there are going to be a few uncomfortable interactions for Sophie in the not-too-distant future. But I guess this brings us finally to Brony Fandom. Now, I'm not going to talk about all these things over on Twitter. If you want to see that, go and follow me over there. I've been a little unhinged lately. Rather, what I'd like to focus in on are the interactions between Brony Fandom and Mr. Enter. Because, not to put too fine a point on it, Fandom is a very unhappy little freak right now. This is for a couple of reasons, though I will admit his primary grievance is causing me some trouble when trying to explain it. My original recording of this section ran to just over 9 minutes, and by the end made me sound like an egomaniac, as despite Fandom's protestation that he doesn't care what I think, well, these DMs tell a very different story. So we're going to break this down based on whichever voice seems
How is Beckett Eric Cartman? Can anybody connect those two dots for me? I just don't understand why Beckett is Eric Cartman. What is the likeness between Beckett and Eric Cartman? Like why are these related to him in his mind? I don't necessarily understand.
To be screaming at Fandom inside his own head at that moment. To begin, and as a little bit of background, these interactions start when Mr. Enter reaches out to Bonk for more information regarding the allegations. Most of this we're going to skip over, but there is one particular interaction that caught my eye, as Fandom demands to be added to a call that for some reason he thinks is occurring. When he doesn't get a response, he actually reaches out to Emily. Such is his desperate need for control. The reason I bring this up is because it allows me to talk about one element of Fandom's personality which I don't think's really been touched upon, his insane inferiority complex. You'll notice Fandom's OC is a hyena with a glowing eye, but this isn't just an aesthetic choice. Somebody handed me the character sheet for Bonk's character, and it turns out Bonk
Oh god. Oh god. Where are we going? I don't want to go.
Has something of a rape fetish. Yes, unfortunately, the hole gets even darker, and that is a terrible choice of words considering what I'm about to tell you. Fandom's OC has the special ability to bend others to her will, a power she seems to use almost exclusively to cuck the fox from Zootopia so she can have sex with the rabbit character. I would of course love to tell you that the only reason—
All these people are fucking sick! All of these people are ill! Oh my god! Oh my god! My ears are bleeding, bro. Zootopia? Zootopia? The fox? The fox is getting cucked? What? You guys, please. Please. Oh my god, the internet was such a fucking mistake, dude. The internet was such a fucking mistake. Oh my god, these sick fucks. It's disgusting. It's terrible. It's the worst thing I've ever seen.
reason I'm bringing this up at all is to display to you that, despite these serious allegations Bonk keeps leveling against people, he clearly can't have that much of an issue with any of these things, considering the types of porn he commissions and how much of it there is. But if I'm being truthful, it's just because—
You guys, he has such a big problem with rape, but commissions OC Zootopia rape porn. One of these things is not like the other, I think.
Like mocking him. That little bit of mental scarring out of the way, let's get to the meat and potatoes. Fandom's
we're not even there yet?
Mr. Enter is, if you hadn't guessed it already, me. And actually, if you haven't guessed it already, I wouldn't be surprised because that's kind of insane. Fandom seems to blame Mr. Enter for the success of my previous video, as well as giving me an audience. Perhaps, though, this does go some way to explaining why Fandom's 300-page document on Black Griffin is as full of nonsense as it is, as even a cursory glance at my channel would have shown him that the Saberspark video didn't do that much better than most of my other content. Had he dug even deeper, of course, he would have found that all of this was Chud Logic's fault.
Wait, he's actually involved? Oh my god, Beckett, I was joking, but you are actually involved. Jesus Christ, dude.
For this reason, Fandom
Baze, let's go, Chud. Hell yeah. Keep the British man down, or the South African man down. I agree, yes.
That if Mr. Enter would just put out a retraction for ever mentioning my name and apologize profusely while denouncing me, everything can go back to the way it was. You have to remember, of course, that Fandom is always, at any moment, just one tweet away from destroying the careers of everybody he hates. To Fandom, the idea of Mr. Enter not denouncing me must seem absurd. After all, in his opinion, my video is illegal.
And
I'm going to be honest with you, this one also confused the living fuck out of me.
Oh, is this what he said was HIPAA?
To piece together from Fandom's
that it was a HIPAA violation? He's oh my god, I saw these screenshots, this is crazy. HIPAA who? What do you think HIPAA is? That's not an option. You can't get permission to record therapy sessions with the consent from everyone involved, and there are 3 people involved. What about the video was illegal? It was just the recordings Claire provided. And then he says she could cause the therapist to lose their job by having these posted. It's illegal in a sense. It's also a crime in the sense that these were manipulated and edited. And it says what jurisdiction are we talking about? It's a HIPAA violation. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Is it a HIPAA violation if I say I have asthma? I just violated HIPAA because I just told you guys that I have asthma. Wow. See you guys in jail, I guess. Jesus fucking Christ, this is so funny.
Ranting is that the recording Claire provided me was made without consent of the parties involved. How Fandom would know this is a mystery, unless he is in contact with a therapist or the far more likely option, Claire's father Ian. These DMs answer a key question I've had for weeks now, which is why Fandom keeps claiming that Claire was forced to pet snails by Sophie Scruggs, a story he correctly identifies as completely ridiculous. One may wonder whether he actually ever watched my video or the interview with Claire, because she never said anything close to this, except, I guess, for the continued inclusion of a snail. And the answer is, of course he didn't. All the information he has about it or me has been fed to him by third parties who frankly also don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Oh, so he hasn't watched any of it.
Terrified of anything approaching facts or truth. It's why this mess started in the first place.
Fair.
I have taken time to fully reflect on this entire situation, and it has been emotional and a very major challenge. It has really shined a spotlight on not only my understanding on how everything has happened since my first testimony being released, but also especially regarding how I have carried self-destructive habits with me into adulthood that I have clung onto since being a child. Not being able to remember these moments of me betraying myself through acting like I was not only fine, but even enjoyed taking part in these occurrences and reliving them again when brought to my attention felt extremely heavy on me, as I sat with myself asking why I needed to do this for years. It isn't easy being 8 and feeling like the responsibility of your entire life changing is on you if you spoke up and told an adult what was happening, or being 12 worrying that if you said something to the teacher as a classmate assaults you, that maybe you would be the one to get in trouble because you didn't understand. I didn't want to confront that reality by telling him, and instead just played along because for the longest time I remained in spaces with people where I was not wanted. I regret not expressing it and regret putting myself in a space where I shouldn't have stayed. While I still am firm on consent not being given in these two situations, I don't want Saber to continue taking heat for what happened because I really do not think he realized this. I do still believe he should have been careful.
So he raped by accident, even though you initiated arguably both of the encounters and then tried to baby trap him. And then when he unfollowed you or blocked you on Twitter or whatever, you decided to heel turn and accuse him of assault. This can't be real. This has to be fake, right? This has to be fake, right, guys? Chat, please tell me this is fake, please.
And more mindful about his approach when interacting with me and communicating clearly with me to make sure I wanted these sexual encounters before initiating them. It would have been much easier to avoid them altogether, but just as he could have done that, I could have been more upfront by either telling him or stop interacting entirely. I feel really good about having a proper path carved out for me when it comes to the work I have to do to finally heal from not only this situation, but other sexual traumas I've endured. Healing is something we need to take control of ourselves because no one else is going to do the work. While the people-pleasing was something I developed in a time of need, I can't carry that with me anymore as an adult because it is no longer serving me.
So, it would seem that my conversation with Emily a few days ago has caused her to reflect on these events quite seriously. And she has moved some of the stuff we discussed onto the record in a couple of prepared statements. The first one I've just played for you, but she has also opened up about her memory issues. When I confronted her existence...
The girl that has, fucking amnesia. We're gonna trust the girl that has amnesia for accusing somebody of rape from, 15 years ago. And she has fucking, early onset Alzheimer's. And that's who we're... Dude, this is satire. This is fucking satire. What? You're kidding me. You're kidding me. She has fucking dementia. And we're just ruining people's lives over. Oh. Dude, this has to be fucking fake. This has to be fucking fake.
Of these text messages, she seemed to be genuinely surprised. Not just that I had them,
but
the fact that these conversations had happened at all. She had apparently no memory of this 6 months of correspondence. Equally surprising to her was the story regarding the premiere of the Brony documentary. Even on reflection, she seems to not be able to place Saberspark at that event. Earlier in this video, I have said that Emily has lied, or at the very least obfuscated, her wider relationship with Saberspark. And while, to an extent, I stand by that comment, and I'm not...
It's true. Maybe she isn't lying or being manipulative, you guys. Maybe she's just dumb as fuck. Have we considered
removing it? Obviously, this does provide a counter narrative, which I think is important to highlight. If Emily really has no memory of these wider events, that would...
Then why the fuck did she accuse somebody of rape if she doesn't remember the events? Oh god, I can't remember what I had for breakfast yesterday. I guess it was rape. What? I can't remember what happened, therefore I must have been raped. What the fuck, dude? This has to be fucking fake. This can't be real. This cannot be real. You cannot tell me that this is a real situation that actually just fucking happened. You can't be serious.
A far more charitable picture of their omission. But this is, of course, a double-edged sword. If Emily can't remember these wider events, then trusting her to accurately recollect the exact nature of her relationship with Saberspark while they were entangled becomes even more challenging. I'd hope you'd agree, though. Those that want to interpret the issues with Emily's testimony in that light can't really be blamed, considering the alternative of malice is far more distasteful. Having listened to her updated statement, I would take this at the very least as a soft retraction, if not of the accusations in their totality, then at least Saberspark's culpability in her opinion. This, more or less, and funnily enough, seems to line up with my earlier theory crafting on her testimony regarding her people-pleasing qualities. After having had a few hours to, I guess, reflect upon these further comments from Emily, I'm still not totally sure where I land. As I said about Lance's video, many of the things said about this chick are far more the product of rumor than reality, and having talked to her, I certainly believe her to be deeply troubled. But, if nothing else, hopefully, these further comments from Emily will provide Saberspark with the vindication, the evidence...
Deeply troubled. Has all the IQ of a baked potato, so no, I don't think so.
Literally.
Donatet $2 truc super chat. Caritin Maidan tu arca matonce.
Literally true. I completely agree with that statement. Thank you, Hazaki. Witness. Wow.
Suggests he deserves. If you've enjoyed this content, please hit all the usual buttons down below.
I literally didn't enjoy it at all. It was actually the worst thing that's ever happened to me. That's one for the books, you guys. I was like, what's in my fucking hair? It's my sprout. That's one for the books, you guys. I have memory issues and I couldn't remember exactly what happened, so I guess I must have been raped. That's like some next level shit, dude. That is some next level shit. Can't remember what happened. Must have been raped. That's crazy. I'm so violently unwell. I'm so violently unwell. That was terrible. That was fucking terrible, bro. That was so bad. I forgot. Aw. Dude, shut up. Oh my god. Well worth the wait, you guys. Well worth the wait. That was so worth it. Oh my god. Wow. Wow. Mr. Enter vindicated. Saberspark is innocent. My initial gut reaction was correct. Don't trust women. Wow. Malcolm vindicated again. More next week. Wow. That's fucking... What the hell? That's how I feel. Phenomenal. Wow. Just great, guys. Just fucking great. Just fucking great. I'm all about it. I am all about it. That's amazing. Amazing. Yeah, literally, we need to listen to some of that. Unfortunately, you guys, I do have to go and spend time with my wife. Oh, I know. I completely agree. Oh, I know. I do have to go and spend time with my wife. But, guess what, guys? We gotta spend some girl time together. I am a busy bee until Monday. But we'll have girl time on Monday. And on Tuesday. And probably on Wednesday as well. I got a busy little bit of time, but I have a whole fucking fat list of shit. Oh, is he even streaming right now? I can rate him. Who is it? It's not Opblock, is it? Hang on one second. Where the fuck is he? Oh, it's because I'm not subscribed. Wow, I'm such a fucking bitch. Wow. During Pride Month and everything. That's crazy. I'll just send you guys right back to Opblock. Diesel only streams for like 2 hours, dude. He's gonna be done in like 2 seconds. So there's like no point in sending you guys to Diesel because he's gonna be done streaming in like 10 minutes because he only streams for like 2 hours at a time. Because he sucks. Because he sucks. Because he sucks. Yeah. I gotta spend time with my wife. We'll have more girl time on Monday, and I'll be able to hang out for a little bit longer. But I've just been very busy, and I will continue to be very busy. But we'll have more fun time. And I've got lots of stuff for us to watch, you guys. I've got a Vosh video. I've got a Lewis McClung video. 2 Lewis McClung videos. Fake DID video. I've got lots of shit for us to do. I've got a lot of shit for us to do, guys. Don't worry. We got Monday for girl time. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. And I'm glad that everybody had a wonderful girl time. I hope everybody had a good weekend. And I'll see you guys on Monday. And we'll have lots and lots of girl time next week because I have a little bit more free time. I appreciate everybody being patient and flexible and understanding because I am quite busy in the summertime. But thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. Thank you again for the super chats and the memberships and hanging out. I always appreciate it. I love you guys lots. And I will see you on Monday, okay? Have a good weekend. Kiss, XOXO, Gossip Girl.